Welcome to the Anger Management Podcast. It's Season 2, Episode 3. We're still here. We're still rocking. We have been away for a couple of weeks.
Been a while, hasn't it?
You're listening to me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And our very, very special guest, Liam Vaines, who is one of our number one listeners. Welcome, Vainesy.
Hello. You all right, guys?
I think he's already become the greatest guest we've had on the show.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because he's bought us a pack of ale to drink.
Oh, yes.
Look at this.
Little special.
There we go. Those of you
special.
watching on YouTube can see that we've got a nice little 4-pack to share between us.
Straight out of Pat and Craig's shed in the garden.
There you go, mate. There you go.
We'll let Vainesy have two, seeing as though
we've bumped you straight up to the top of the guest list already with that one, mate.
Can you come again next week, same time?
Same time. Even if you're not on, you can just sit outside and have beer to us as we talk shit.
Well, definitely looking to getting a mini fridge, I'd say. Definitely.
There we go.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Just need plenty of buys and brew donations.
So we've been away for a couple of weeks for a mixture of reasons, mainly work, I suppose. Obviously not you, Liam.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
But you have been on a lot of interviews.
Yes.
You've been for a local digger company recently, haven't you?
Yeah, that sound like B, D, C. I don't fucking know. That was terrible.
It's got 3 letters in it.
I was going to mention like a cash
we'll not mention it for legal names. We don't want to get sued.
I've completed Pornhub and stuff like that.
There we go. And you've been for another one with some water company or something,
yes,
you left water and back into water.
After working for the water industry for 6 years, I says to myself and I says to you, live on this podcast and things like that.
Never again.
Never again. And what happens? Oh, I've gone for another job.
Straight back in.
Straight back in with water. But you never know, it's more money. And it's I'm in charge of people. I'll be in a leader of people.
You can't even be in charge of your fucking missus, you wet lettuce.
That's about right.
Seriously. Liam's just been telling me earlier about how he's got to give his missus a lift to somewhere on Saturday, so he's got to leave his radio show early to give his missus a lift.
We're talking about thumbs, aren't we?
Yeah, basically, Vainesy, that's exactly what
I can't say nothing, but keeps out of trouble.
I can say everything because my missus wears the trousers in a certain respect in my relationship, but she knows me well enough to just not bother asking me do stuff I don't want to do. That's how awesome she is. She just knows that I will just go, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it, babe. Sorry.
No, sorry. It's as simple as that. So my advice to you anyway, Liam, is give your missus a lift by all means, half an hour later.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all she's got to agree to.
That's good advice.
If she don't like it, make your own fucking way, Derby.
There you go.
Depends how good the doghouse is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You've got
being in the doghouse.
He hasn't got to live with her though, Painter. That's what it is.
If you've got a nice kennel, it's always worth the risk, I suppose.
That's good advice. That's advice worth paying for, which you can do. You can buy us a brew in the link down below.
Brilliant link.
And just send any donation, and 100% of your donation goes towards supporting the podcast.
Yes, we always do. We always do put all the money back into the podcast, which is why we have got some nice lights. We've got superstar guests.
I must say, it is very bitching in here.
It's all right, isn't it, Minzy? I've worked me scrotum off getting this place.
I like the colours. They go with the logo as well.
Yeah, that's why we've done it. We've tried. It gets a bit warm in the summertime, obviously, but it's a studio. They all get warm in the summertime.
I really wish I put.
Vainesy's got an Eskimo suit on for some reason.
I real straight back home. Well, to me mum and dad's.
Hardcore, straight from work.
So I was like, right, mum, I need to have a shower. I've got some clothes still at home. She's like, yeah, you've got loads here. I don't think you've got any boxers, though. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to turn up to this podcast wearing my dad's boxers, or even worse, my mum's knickers. No, that's just wrong, isn't it? No, I did have a pair of boxers there, so luckily. But no shorts, just jeans, and a pair of trainers that I've never even worn.
And I'm going to mention, for those of you not watching on YouTube, a Barnsley FC shirt.
Yeah, I did.
Big Barnsley fan then, Vaines.
I messaged Liam before. I was like, do I dare?
Yeah, I was just like, fucking go for it.
Absolutely. I'm surrounded by Yorkshiremen here who both don't like cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck's that all about?
So it's not just me.
The only 2 Yorkshiremen in the world who don't like cricket, and I'm flanked by both of them. Rubbish. I'm more of a Yorkshireman than you,
I won't go that far, but...
Well,
I've just never had any interest in it.
Same, mate.
Literally.
Same.
And Byrds, one of the most known. What is he? I don't know, what does he do? He does that, doesn't he? And
Yeah,
he
he's
does
an
that.
he's an umpire, mate.
See, I didn't
he's
even
an
know what that
umpire.
is like. And he's from Barnsley.
And
Possibly knows. That's good enough. That's good
Possibly
enough.
one of the greatest names in the history of
Yeah,
sports
it's a
as
good
well,
name, yeah.
Dickie Bird. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm sorry
neither
for-
of you two like cricket, so it is a strange one for a Yorkshireman. So, Vainsy, tell us a little bit about yourself, mate. What do you do? I mean, I've known you for a good few years now. We met pretty much in the pub,
We
I
did.
suppose,
I
didn't we?
still remember the day I met you.
I'll be honest, I can't remember the exact date. Had I played or was I drunk or
What it
something
was,
along
it was
those
in
lines?
Weatherspoons, and I'd rocked up after work when I lived in Cheadle, and walked outside, got my beer, and I hear this lad, Steve-o, sat there listening to music on his phone. And at the time, I was in a band as well, so I was like, "Oh fucking hell!" I was like, "What's that you listening to, mate?" I'd never heard the music before, and it was round in circles.
Oh, right, it
So
was us.
I
right.
ended up. We sat together, and I was showing you my music,
Now
and you
I
were showing me
remember.
that, and then
Now I remember.
you had that purple. What was it? That car? It was like a.
It was a 350Z. It was a Nissan 350Z. My
yeah.
best car I've ever had. I loved it. The Nismo. It was ace. Oh, I wish I still had that. Do you know why I get rid of that?
Why?
I was seeing a girl in Liverpool, right? And I got back after a journey back from Liverpool, pulled into my driveway, and I couldn't get out my car because my back's fucked.
Yeah.
And I actually out my 90-year-old neighbour Lil was still alive at that time. Shout out Lil. You know the neighbour I nearly killed with that house
with the brick.
brick.
Oh, the brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same neighbour.
If you
And
want to
I-
know what we're talking about, go and check it out.
It's on a previous
It
episode.
is, yeah.
And I had to shout Lil over to get me out of the fucking car because I couldn't move.
It was pretty low though.
And I
wasn't
was
it?
like, that's it. I've got sorted. I'm going to have to get something I can actually drive now. So now I drive around in a Fiat Cubo.
Yeah.
A Fiat Queerbo, as the
Yeah.
lads in the band call it.
Queerbo.
It's very green.
It is very green. It's the green machine.
It
Isn't
is green
Or the
machine.
green goddess. Let's call it that.
We'll call it the Goddess. Yeah, I like
the
that,
green
Vainsy.
goddess.
But it's a
There
good
you go.
car. It gets me. It's perfect for my job because I can get a load of shit in the back of it. You see, so yeah, that's pretty much how me and Vainsy met. It's a good few years ago now. So
Yeah.
obviously, again, as is usual on the podcast, the shared love of music, I suppose, was the fruition of the relationship.
That was
Really,
it. I think I don't know if you just started round. No, you want to start round.
No,
zeros,
it would
but
be-
you were saying that you recorded something.
yeah. I think maybe we'd just finished doing an EP or something along those lines,
Yeah.
or whatever it may have been. But yeah, now you mention it, I do remember it. And then obviously we started to see each other a lot more because you started drinking in the pub where I live.
I moved to the Shire then,
yeah,
which is
I
Kingsley.
went to the sticks.
So yeah.
So and you get on well with my missus as well, don't you?
Yeah.
My missus
Oh.
ran the pub a while back,
Got a
and,
lot of time for Sam.
that's well, at least someone else.
Yeah, well,
You know.
that's it. Yeah, I'll never.
Love you, babe.
Shout out, Sam.
Not as much as Liam loves his missus, obviously.
So there we go.
Oh.
I didn't think it'd take long.
So,
so.
Vainsy, the big news.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
if you want to announce it
Oh,
on
God.
the old podcast.
when
but
you actually put on the WhatsApp thing, really, I was like,
what on the
"Oh,
topics
yeah,
list.
Yeah, on the topics. Like,
I mean, you don't have to, mate. But
oh no,
you have
I'm like,
put it on social
if
media,
I start,
so it's
if I
out
start
there.
crying, just slap me or something.
This is how we made the
So
podcast.
tell
Yeah,
our thousands of listeners, Ugandan and otherwise,
yeah.
what's going on in your life, mate?
Well, it seems like I've done a bit of growing up this past few years or something.
Bloody
So
hell.
I'd say but I'm going to be a dad, and Sunday we'd obviously been for the first. scan.
This means you and your wife are going to give birth to a child. You're not just going to change your name by deed poll to Dad or
I might
something
do.
like
I
that.
don't know, what do you reckon?
are
Like, you could call
actually
me Daddy
having a
V or
child.
something like that. Yeah, Dad. Yeah, but yeah, we found out on Sunday. I actually paid for a private scan.
Brilliant.
I needed to know. I just needed
Wow.
to know. Like, I mean,
Fair
I wouldn't
play.
have been bothered, boy or girl, like, but when I found out,
I'm
it was a boy,
surprised
I
they'd
was
let
just
you do
like,
it. You know, usually everything's been banned because of COVID, hasn't it?
Well-
You can't have a pregnancy
Oh,
scan because
yeah,
of
you can have
COVID.
one of them.
Can't
What's
do
that?
that.
What's that,
People
Steve-O?
might die.
Your arm's fucked. Oh no, can't see your pregnancy scan. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we'll have a pregnancy scan done,
in.
but we can't fix your arm, mate. So how far along is that then?
She
Liam?
is due on the 23rd of January.
Oh,
Next year.
right,
Wow.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Brilliant, mate.
It's all I'm over the moon. Like,
Well, I've got to say, I am
yeah.
very chuffed for you
Yeah,
there,
I
mate.
am.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I want to see myself being a dad a few years ago, like, but
No, mate,
The-
it's a
things-
strange situation to find yourself in. I, of course, found myself in that situation at the tender age of 18, where I was still struggling to tie my shoes,
Yeah, yeah.
get up in the morning,
Still do now, though,
do
don't you?
anything
At
really.
40.
I was a complete nutter waste of time, and all of a sudden I got a little bundle of joy to look after somehow.
there we are.
That's now 21, and rings me for stuff like job references.
When you've mentioned in the past that you've got a daughter who's like 21, it's like I think Steve, he's not 40, surely. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I've got-
it's his mentality, I suppose.
I think that's
I
what
wouldn't
it
say
is.
like
My friend Laura Cross, she always calls me Peter Pan. She says you'll never grow up. So I'll take that, really. I mean,
Yeah.
the title track of the self-titled Round in Circles album from 2013, probably our most well-known song. It's called Never Grow Up. So, but I'm fine with that. If I'm 80 and still doing a podcast with you, Wallies, I'll be
Yeah, fair enough.
absolutely fine with that.
You never
Fine
know.
and
You
dandy.
might have made it big by then.
I can come on in like 60 years' time and be like, do you remember that time when you're on about being 80-year-old and
Yeah,
going
yeah.
back? Yeah.
With daughter's
bring-
40
and
now.
then-
We'll
by
have a
then we'll be
special with the
drinking-
grandkids on.
By then I'll be drinking port or sherry or something. So just come on.
Brandy.
And then before you know it, we'll just be arsehold and
Yeah.
helping like
That'll
each
be
other
a
get
good
up.
episode.
Pretty
So
much the same as
that'll
it
be a
is
good
now,
episode.
just in the future,
Yeah.
really.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to crack one of these open.
Oh.
You get on with it.
Yes.
You get on with it. Oh,
Congratulations.
look
Cheers,
at
mate.
this.
Thank you.
Those of you who,
Little special.
those of you that aren't watching on YouTube, Liam
you
is currently handing out beers for us here.
I don't
This
know
is
how you
Liam
pronounce it.
Vaines, by the way,
I'm
of
about to
course.
say there's two
Yeah, I
Liams.
can say
Yeah, the other Liam hasn't got that kind of money at the moment, with him being unemployed. But
they're
thanks, Vainesy.
No,
That's,
you're welcome.
That's
Cheers,
fantastic.
boys.
Cheers.
Well,
Thank you.
Can't even-
We're not
Sure.
sponsored by Saint Etienne.
Is that how you say it?
I imagine the French say it a lot more eloquently than me. I say it like a pot herb, don't I? Saint Etienne. So,
Cheers, boys.
but thank you,
Thanks
you,
very much.
Vainesy.
It's quite refreshing.
Listen to this slurp. Just watch
think
your
that
elbow
is-
there, Veins. You don't want knock that over.
I've got a guitar this side.
I wanted to start on a topic this week. I think this was one of yours, Liam.
Oh, go on.
Liam Simcox.
Just call me Liam and
Yeah,
Vainsy
yeah,
can be
okay.
Vainsy.
Women's magazines. Was that you or was that you?
I can't remember that.
It wasn't me, so it must have been one
I
of
don't
you.
know.
Had somebody had a beer?
Oh.
I had a beer and started getting about how much I hate humans.
Well, women. I mean, I can start you on women's magazines. This might shock you, but many years ago, I had shitloads of hair. Right?
No.
I
I'm
know
not
I
going to
did.
say
I did.
shitloads of
I
magazines.
know. Shitloads of magazines. Yeah. Well, I did.
Crusty.
You're like finding your dad's porn stash.
Oh,
Yeah,
all pages are stuck
shitloads of
together.
magazines. So I did. I had loads of hair. So I used to actually have to go and get my hair cut, and I had some ridiculous hairstyles over the years. And the one thing I always remember about being in the hairdressers is the utter guff that they used to put on the coffee tables while you were waiting for have your hair cut. And they would be women's magazine. You know, they wouldn't be like Air Rifle Monthly or anything like
Guns
that.
and ammo.
Farmers Weekly.
Yeah, Farmers
yeah.
Weekly, nothing like that. There'd be nothing for men. There'd be 200 magazines, and they'd all be absolute cack about these crazy situations that these women get themselves into in these magazines, where they end up like, I married my brother, and I didn't know about it for 25 years.
Yeah.
And it turned out he was my long lost brother, and we'd had 12 kids. And then,
Free
and
out.
then
Like Quasimodo.
I came home from work one day, and he'd had a sex change, and so I ended up married to my biological brother, who was my sister.
And then
it was just mad bullshit stuff, right? Women can't get enough of it. What is it with
Yeah.
all our female listeners? Please get in touch and tell us why you just can't get enough of that type of shit.
I tell you one thing that does bug me in women's magazines: horoscopes.
Horror, yeah,
fucking
it
horror
is
scopes.
horror
Is it
story
Mystic
scopes.
Mega, something
Yeah,
like that.
you want me-
Septic
yeah.
peg.
You will meet the love of your life this week. Well, I've been married 30 years, so I'm fucked. You know, things like that. And, you know, Chris Hemsworth is going to pop into your DMs. Yeah, all right, mate. All right, yeah. But
I mean, I suppose the way I look at horoscopes, though, right, and astrology as a whole, is it's bollocks.
oh, yeah,
right?
definitely bollocks.
I believe it's complete and utter bollocks.
Yeah, same.
But I'm going to put this out there. It's no less believable than any religion that's ever been invented.
Controversial alarm
Yeah, well,
already.
it's not. It's not. At least with astrology, right? It's a load of mumbo jumbo and bollocks, but at least it's based on stars that are actually real and planets that are actually real, right? Whereas religion is based on absolutely nothing that's real at all. Yeah, complete bollocks, right? So I can sort of understand why people get into astrology, because at least it's something tangible, isn't it? It's something that you can go, well, in the way my brain works is I think, well, that's a lot more likely to affect the world and people's moods than actual religion is. So I can understand why people get into astrology, and I suppose it's quite fascinating when you do get into it. Again, I will maintain that it's bollocks.
Oh yeah, it's bollocks.
I see why people do it. But getting back to women's magazines, I'm just not quite sure. It's like they like soap operas in written form.
It's like the daily bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
weekly
pretty much.
bullshit, or monthly bullshit, or whatever
Well,
you
we
want
need
it like.
pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, what fucking bollocks can we come up with this week?
It's
You know?
the like celebrity weddings.
Oh,
The ones
what the
I always remember. I'd be sitting there and I'd be turning through it and be on about, like, I don't know, whoever. I don't even know celebrities. What are the ones? Travis Barker's with one of them now.
Yeah.
What they called? They did that program. The dad was an Olympic gold medalist and became.
Kardashians, is it?
Yeah, the Kardashians.
Bruce
Bruce
Jenner.
Jenner,
Yeah,
Caitlyn Jenner now, isn't it? Caitlyn Jenner.
PT.
So
PT,
Caitlyn Jenner's like
PC,
adopted family, yeah. So and they're constantly in these magazines, right? And I don't understand why anyone gives a fuck. What are they famous for doing?
They cancelled the show, didn't they? Keeping up, and everyone's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna miss it. It's been on for so. It's like part of the generation and
Sort
stuff
your
like
fucking head out.
that." Literally, I think
come
if
on.
I walked in the
Absolute
house
bollocks.
and that was on, I'd throw anything I could at.
I mean,
somebody
why
just
would
because
anyone
it'd just
care
be-
if that was cancelled? It's not like it's the Krypton Factor.
Yeah. It's not like Jeremy
bet you
Kyle.
boys can't
at
even
least Jeremy
remember the
Kyle.
Krypton Factor.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and they go and cancel stuff like.
But I completely agree, and it's all fucking bullshit. Or like, I was held captive for 14 days by my brother's best friend, dog's goldfish. Oh yeah, all right, mate. All right, fantastic. You know, get in touch with these. You know, you could win a pen. Nah, mate, not fucking bothered.
Win a pen.
Yeah, just send £5 to PO Box. Fuck off.
I used to love magazines when I was a kid, like kids magazine. I subscribed to the Beano till I was probably 18.
Dude,
I
yeah.
did. I loved the Beano. I loved the Bash Street Kids. I loved Dennis the Menace, obviously.
Dennis the Menace,
but my very favourite was a character called Calamity James. And he was just like this really unlucky kid that would like fall over £50 notes in the street and break his face. And I absolutely
Sounds a bit like you. Like
well,
that.
yeah,
Just say.
probably I could identify with him
Breaking
quite well.
faces, like, you know.
But I really enjoyed, and I used because I'm an avid reader. As I don't know if you know Vainsy, but I've spoke to you, Liam, about. I went to uni and I did English literature, and I'm still an avid reader, and I was at a very, very young age, from 3 years old. Really, I started to read. Excuse me. That's
making me a
Vainsy's
bit
beer.
it's gassy, isn't it? I mean, I've
Gassy
just
beer.
like, a few times, like, you know.
Dear me,
Be all right.
that's going to warm
It's
the
like
room
we've been
up
chewing on
quick.
bennies or something, isn't it?
So
Got heartburn in 10 minutes.
I used to collect all kinds of things. Like I remember subscribing to it was like a 12-part series, and I've still got it at home in a binder, like a proper like rigid cardboard binder, and it was the Gulf War, the original Gulf War, War 1991. And I remember the first episode was about the RAF tornadoes, right? About the tornadoes doing the strikes in the desert and everything. And I was 10. I was fascinated. Fascinated by it. And I used to collect as much. I used to have like football annuals as well, Vainsy, right? And I used to anything I could get my hands on.
If you could see my collection of comics annuals, you'd think, Jesus Christ, this guy's sad. I mean, because I still subscribe. They've done the new Batman, they've done obviously the 32 edition of DC and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I've seen that. Yeah.
But I've literally up Kingsley Moor Garage. I go up every Wednesday and pick me episode of like
You have it
Batman.
delivered.
what a
there.
guy.
Yeah. Tina,
Hardcore.
shout out
That is
Tina and
ace.
Jay. They walk in. I'll be like, yeah, your Batman's here. I'm like, cheers, dude. And
That's
they'll be like,
mint.
there'll be loads of people behind me thinking, what's this guy like? He's so fun.
What's he
But-
doing?
I do love any kind of collected works, comics, but I'm from the old days where reading comics would get your head kicked in. So liking X-Men or anything like that
Yeah.
would get you a big. When I was at high school in the 90s, ring the bell, Liam. We haven't mentioned the 90s yet. when I was at high school, if you professed to liking superheroes or comics or anything like that, you'd get filled in. You
Or
get
you'd
proper
get called
filled
a
in.
nerd, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
you get
fucking
proper
nerd.
filled in.
It was sort of similar when I was at school because, I mean, when I started high school, I was like,
How
you know,
old are you now,
I-
Fainsy?
I'm 25.
25.
Yeah, so you're a
29.
few years older. I'm the youngest here.
Yeah.
29, aren't you?
29,
Liam?
yeah.
And I'm in me early to mid late 30s.
Yeah. Just
Are you
coming out
trying
of
to
your
convince
teens.
here, People have listened to the podcast before. They are
I'm
well
in
of you.
I'm in me mid late 30s.
Oh, is it? Cough.
So 40.
Mid-late.
Forever young,
COVID.
aren't you, Steve? Forever young.
But I like anything like that. So I've recently been obviously finally back at work, and one of the jobs that I do is I do a lot of live sound stage management out at festivals during the summer. So I just got back from. I've been to Skegness
Skeg
and
Vegas.
done
bit of
a
Vegas.
bodybuilding festival. Would you believe? Not I wasn't taking
I was just
part.
about to say, did you enter?
You know what I mean? I didn't want to see my keg and saggy man breasts.
Oh, man.
And then we drove all the way from Skegness to Poole in Dorset and did an Indian festival there. Both absolutely fantastic. And we got a couple of hours off during dinner time on the Sunday at the Indian festival. And I went out into Poole, into the town centre. I found a little comic store. And I got my missus a little collected works of Harley Quinn. She loves comics, my missus does.
Dude, that's ace.
And so I scored myself some husband points
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
got back. So she was pretty chuffed with that.
Wish my missus would do shit like that.
I went to.
I just wish your missus would get the train derby on her own.
Yeah, cheers.
Be happy with that.
I went Mablethorpe last August, which is near Skegness.
Yeah.
And you know, like, if you know, there's like a indoor market at the top near the seafront.
Oh, near Del Boy's Traders or something like
It's-
that, right corner.
And I walked into this place, and it's like all second-hand stuff, which I love. Like, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And there was a comic bit, and dude, I saw this. Do you remember the Megazord? That was Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Right, it's like this big, and it's at my mum and dad's still. And it's like this big, sits in the living room, and I paid this bloke about £10 for it, with all the bits and
So
everything.
we're about 3 foot tall.
Oh,
sort
it's
of.
about this big, literally.
Yeah.
Like 3 foot tall for them who can't
That's
see.
what
Like, yeah. And I looked on eBay like a couple of weeks later, thinking this must be worth something. Like, it's pretty old. It's still got like the old, like, what's his name, Zordon
Oh, yeah.
inside as you
Yeah.
open it up, and it's worth about 150 quid.
Fuck
That's
hell.
without all the little Power Rangers that you put in it and the things that you shoot off. So this is an amazing condition,
Wow.
and I've got it. I'm like, I mean, I'll never sell it.
Oh, no,
I mean,
yeah.
it'll
For
be.
sentimental, yeah.
I mean,
You'll be able to leave it to your son or daughter now,
Ah,
mate.
Well, there we are.
there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely son.
Oh,
do you know you're having a
I'm
son?
having a boy.
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
having a boy.
Steve-O's a good name, just putting it out there.
And Liam. Oh, wait.
I can't
That's
believe
my
it.
name.
Exactly, there you go.
Steve-O Veins.
But,
Andy Veins. Andy Veins.
Andy Veins.
Vericus.
Andy Vericus. Andy Steve-O Vericus Veins.
Vericus Veins.
Yeah.
There we go. Lads, we're going to have a first song of episode 3.
Yeah.
Bit of a treat for us this time.
Treat.
It's come in all the way from Austin, Texas.
Austin.
This has. Like
I
Stone
don't know
Cold
what that
Steve
was.
Austin.
Sorry.
At least that didn't sound German,
I know.
Liam. I'm always
On the
impressed.
beaches.
I'm going to read you a little bit. This is the email I had. My name is Suzanne Birdie.
Hi, Sue.
Hi. I'm the lead singer for the Austin, Texas-based band, the Metal Byrds.
Interesting.
Yes, spelt BYRDS for anybody that does want to look them up. On Friday, June the 11th, we released a second single from our upcoming album, 4. I assume that's the name of the album.
Yeah.
That will be out by the end of the summer. Finishing some post-production for a couple of songs, shooting our first music video one of the songs that we plan to release. This current song, which was released on Friday, is called Life of the Party. It's a rocker, described by the owners of a music industry label as an energetic, upbeat rock tune. Early Blondie meets Joan Jett with screaming Van Halen guitar breaks.
I like the sound.
I mean, that just sounds
This
really
sounds
like the
amazing.
sound of
fucking
this.
great to me. That does.
I think I'm going to have a tent at my trousers after this.
I think
Yeah,
pitching a tent.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
teepee.
I've got a little picture of Suzanne here, and she's a very lovely-looking girl. I'm sure she doesn't mind me saying that. And the Metal Byrds, yeah.
Oh, so they're all, are they all female then?
I don't think they're all female. The guitarist here is a guy, I think. I'm not sure. Anybody that is interested, you can find them in all the usual places. They
Yes.
are on Facebook and
Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube.
you name it, they're there.
Yeah, wherever you get your music from, basically.
So this has come all the way from Austin, Texas,
we've made it
all
big,
the way
haven't we?
to Stoke-on-Trent,
We're an
Staffordshire.
international podcast, Steve.
So,
I can't believe it.
Maybe they've got some Ugandan links.
Yeah. yeah.
Maybe they've
probably passed it
they've
on.
got like a percussion player that's Ugandan.
Yeah.
Ugandan heritage.
Guys,
So
listen to this podcast.
we're gonna check it out. It's the Metal Byrds. Let's have a listen, dudes.
Let's
Live
do
at the
it.
party. Let's check it out.
Early in the morning, he starts to drive. Early in the morning, him and the crew arrive. Early in the morning, he starts to roll. Early in the morning, he likes to lose control. He says, "Call me anytime. What you got in mind? You know I got the style, I got the class, and I got the ride. Keeping up my block, always down to rock. You should come with me, pump it up, and live for free. Look at me, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Once he starts to roll, time to lose control. Tap your toes, bang your head, and move your body. Seeing everyone getting it on, just having fun. You should come with me, pump it up, we're number one. Look at me, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me, can't you see now? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me, can't you see now? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Spinning in my head, spinning in my head, spinning in my head, and my hands are red. Spinning in my head, spinning in my head, spinning in my head. I'm spinning in my Spinning in my head, spinning in my head, spinning in my head, and my eyes are red. Spinning in my head, spinning in my head, spinning in my head. I'm spinning in my head. I'm the life of the party. Look at me, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me now, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Look at me now, can't you see? That's just me. I'm the life of the party. Early in the morning, me starts to drive. Early in the morning, me and the crew arrive. Early in the morning is when I start to roll. I'm the life of the party.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
William Simcox.
And me, Liam Vane.
Yes,
Oh.
that's like you've done this a million
Beautiful.
times, Vince. Have you been practicing in the van?
A little bit. Yeah, probably, yeah. yeah, just pretending I want podcast all
There
the
you
time.
go, mate. There you go. So that was That was the Metal Byrds with Life of the Party. That reminded me, I used to follow an artist called Biff Naked, and it reminded me quite a lot of her and her band. I thought that was great. Absolutely loved it. It was Life of the Party.
It was
really
good.
was.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's like you said, like a June Jetty sort of vibe.
Yeah,
Definitely,
absolutely.
like, is in there. But nice solo as well.
do get
Well, it
lovely
was a good
and,
solo.
and the woo at the end.
Oh, yeah, you
The
can't
woo at the
forget
end.
the woo. But you do get some bios that you listen to bio and then you listen to the song and it's just like, this doesn't back up your bio.
Yeah, that's not what your
whatsoever.
bio said, but that
But that
absolutely
did.
was.
That
was
did.
true to form. So the Metal Byrds there, I really just want to say thank you for sending that in, Suzanne. That was great.
Fantastic, yeah.
Anybody that wants to check out the Metal Byrds, they are in all the usual places. I think that single is now available for download, and there is an album coming out
So keep
in
an
the
eye for
very
that.
near future. So please, guys,
Yeah.
check them out
them some love.
and give them a like and give them a subscribe and all the rest of it. So thanks for sending that in. Anybody who does want to have their music featured on the Anger Management podcast can get in
enjoy.
touch, and we have one special guy who can tell you where you can get in touch.
It's me. Yeah, you can get in touch with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can watch our handsome mugs on YouTube. Handsome mugs, that's debatable.
Speaking of mugs,
What about Bebo?
But
Is
no,
Bebo-
not
no,
Anger
no.
Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter, Anger Managed Pod, which today, guys, has reached over 1,000 followers on Twitter.
1,000 followers.
1,000 followers.
Really? One of them's not me because I don't
know,
use
I
Twitter.
don't use Twitter.
No, I don't.
Oh,
So
we're big on Twitter.
Liam is our resident Twitter expert. So that's good then,
Yeah, it's
Liam.
massive, yeah. To say
That's
we
really
started in
good.
April. And I think 90% are from Uganda, because we are big in Uganda,
That's it,
obviously.
yeah.
But
We're
still,
massive in Uganda.
But still, yeah, that's it. If you want to get in touch with us. And you can also buy us a brew for the Buy Us a Brew donation. It's in the link down below, wherever you listen to this, on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever you listen to this podcast, really. And you can find the link. And like I said before, 100% of your donation goes towards supporting the podcast in any way, shape or form.
I wanted to move on to a subject that's dear to my heart, lads. And Vainsy, I know that you will understand this one.
Right, okay.
All right,
I'm
you are
intrigued.
you
I'm
are
intrigued.
what I would class as a working man.
Oh.
Tell our listeners what you do.
Me, I am. Well, I'm going to put it posh. I'm going to.
Posh.
I am
Poach it up.
I am a truck tyre technician.
There you go.
Ooh.
No, I'm a scumbag tyre fitter.
Oh,
really.
right.
There
That's
you go.
all I am.
But
yeah.
but Vainsy does what I class as a proper man's job.
Oh, it
right?
is, yeah.
Yeah,
Suppose.
proper graft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
proper
get, a bit,
man's
I get a
job.
bit dirty.
Gets
Get a bit
filthy,
dirty.
gets smegged up, and then comes in the pub
Oh.
for a pint. I
People say
class
it.
that as a man's job.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Now this brings me full circle a little bit to, I can't remember which episode it was, Liam. We were discussing how women don't just go out; they go out.
Out, yeah.
Right.
Don't pop out.
Did we have Fiona on? I think we had
think it was Fee,
Fiona
yeah,
on it.
Fee
Fiona
Barker.
Barker on at the time, and Fee was trying to explain to us
Yeah, that
what
was
the
it.
difference is between going out
And going out.
and going out.
She was fighting the good fight, weren't she?
Yeah, and I think it's something that us blokes will never
No.
quite understand.
No.
But here's one for you ladies that you might not ever quite understand, right? And that is the phenomenon of being good bollocksed.
Good bollocks.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Right, I thought about this earlier. Okay. Because you said about these bollocks,
Yeah.
these good bollocks, and what was the other one? Just bollocks.
Yeah, bollocks,
Yeah,
bollocks.
Spots when you've
So,
had too much.
I'd be like, if you're bollocks, it's after work. You
You can't be arsed.
And then I suppose a good bollocks, and for me, it'd be like if you've gone play a football match or you've gone to the gym.
You've
and you're
scored
bollocks.
hat-trick or
Absolutely.
something.
And- right, I've got that cleared up. Just that too.
So for
Right.
me, it's always been. But I've always said when you're bollocksed, it's like you've had a bit of a cold.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, or like you've I don't know, you've hurt your arm, or you've whatever it is, you've had a bit of an injury,
Feel a bit
or you've been
shit.
a bit under the weather. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and you'll speak to your mate. How have you been, mate? And you'll be, I've been bollocksed, mate.
I'm fucking bollocks.
Bollocksed, right? Good bollocksed for me is, you know, on a Friday night when you get in the pub.
Yeah.
Come in the pub. Vainsy, perfect example. You'll come in the pub. I'm there, right? You'll come in. All right, Vains. And you'll go, fucking bollocks, mate. Right?
But I'm here.
But just the way he says it, I
Yeah.
know he's feeling good.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because he's grafted his tits off all week. He's earned his money. He's
Turned to
provided
pint.
for his family.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
had his first pint poured, or the landlady's pouring his pint as he's talking to me.
Before you even say anything, half of the pint's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's men
And-
everywhere listening to this podcast right now going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There is them
exactly.
certain pints in certain times and places which are just the best pints.
Best pints
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world. They just taste great. And when you're good bollocks,
That-
there
yeah.
is no
Oh,
better
there's
pint
no
than that.
better.
There's
There
no
isn't.
better pints.
And you can tell just from the timbre of somebody's voice. Where, again, I'll use that example there, Vainsy, when you say,
there you go.
you're
There you
right, mate. And if you've had a shit, if it's a Wednesday
Yeah,
and you've been a
bollocks
bit
there.
under the weather, you haven't been sleeping well, you're right, Vainsy. I've been a bit bollocks, mate. Right? 2 days later, been grafting, finished work, pouring your first pint, same question. All right, Vainsy. Fucking bollocks, mate. Yeah, but you know that the connotation actually means I feel
it.
fucking
Love
awesome.
Can you
it.
imagine how many men actually say that to someone else on a Friday
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
And they'll be leaning up at, well, they can lean against the bars now. can't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, we're back. We
and
can
they'll
be at the
leaning
bar
up,
again
and
now.
There's always that head shake like, oh, bollocks, mate.
But it's 4 pints
Tell you
in.
what, this week, he's fucking deserved that, Archie,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know.
deserve
Yeah,
that
But
pint.
it's always the same reaction, isn't it? After the first pint, it's always the, I needed that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
needed
needed that.
I've earned
Been
that.
waiting for
I've
that.
earned that.
Been waiting for that.
I mean, some people don't understand, like, oh, fucking hell, why have you got to have a drink like after work I mean, I don't drink every night, but most nights I will have
Yeah,
a
nothing
couple
wrong
of
with
cans
that.
after work.
Yeah.
100%, like, you know, tonight I was like, I'm ready for a beer, I am like, you know, so
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
right, then.
I'll
Bring it
treat
back.
the,
Sleaze
I'll
in.
treat the
Treat the
lads at the
lads,
Anger
you know.
Management podcast.
I've worked really hard
Cheers,
today
boys.
to finish on time to be here.
Oh.
So,
There you go.
know.
So when you crack that can open, you felt good
Yeah,
bollocks.
fucking did.
Because you
There
knew
you
you
go.
were,
asked me.
you were here doing something that you wanted to do. You worked hard all day, right?
Yeah.
And you were good bollocks. And you're right what you're saying about football as well, Vainsy,
Yeah,
right?
when
You play 90 minutes,
Yeah.
win or lose, right? Go in the pub afterwards. Your first pint. Is there anything that tastes
pint,
better than
it's
that pint?
fantastic, isn't it? Do you know when you've worked out at all, you kind of think, you know, I've just run my bollocks off for how long?
I've just burnt them calories off.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to put them straight
The-
back in my fucking body.
Yeah.
that is like
Have a takeaway.
yeah. I think because there was like a meme on Facebook, and you can see like the best types of like pints or something. So one's like waiting for your missus to get ready, that first pint on a Friday night, finishing football,
Yeah.
first one at a festival. I can't remember the other ones, but you're looking through them, you're like, yeah, that's a good pint.
Yeah.
That's a good
This
pint.
conversation is making
That's
me
a
want to
good
go to a
pint.
pub now, though. I just feel like going
But
to a pub.
conversely, I believe there are bad pints as well. I do.
yeah.
There are definitely. I've never been somebody that can drink the day after I've drank. I can't do it.
I'm
I
guilty
can't.
for that.
And sometimes you feel a bit peer pressured into it, don't you? Especially when you're young. Because you got to remember, I've got 15 years on you. But I remember being 25.
He's like,
And on a
he's like the dad,
Saturday-
isn't he? You know?
On a Saturday,
Listen,
you'd
son.
wake up and it'd get to like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Your mate would be like, "You coming down for one?" And you'd be like, "Mate, no, go on, just come down for." And you'd end up going down, and you'd have that first couple of sips, and you'd be like,
It's-
"I'd rather be supping on my nan's tats than
Oh.
drinking this at the moment."
No.
There are bad pints.
I'll be honest. I'll have a dash or a shandy first few, just to see.
Just to ease yourself
ease
into
yourself
it.
into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, that's a
Um,
good tactic. Yeah, I like
But
that.
you know, when you've had 3 or 4 and you're feeling better, that's when it's bad. That's when you should go home.
Yeah, you
And then you
just call
think,
it a
oh,
day
I
then.
know, we'll get Jaeger bombs out, or we'll get tequilas out, or stuff like that. and then
Jaeger bombs.
before you know it-
Jaeger bombs. Those of us in England call them Jaeger bombs.
I know.
Liam.
I corrected myself.
The thing
Don't
is,
worry.
though, is
Jaeger bombs.
Yorkshire. So Yorkshire men have a finger saying like Juventus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say Juventus.
There you go.
I
see?
think we need to explain to listeners that you are a genuine Yorkshireman,
I am, but
Vainsy.
I've lived here a long time, so my accent's like
In
all over-
between.
To be honest, when I leave tonight,
Yeah.
I'll probably sound more Yorkshire than I did an hour ago.
Yeah,
because I've been round him.
Yeah.
But when I go up to see my family, I'll come back home and mum's like, "God, I could tell you've been up there."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, until we asked you to come on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and this was one of the first things we started to debate was the fact that you're from Yorkshire, and I never knew that until
No.
you mentioned it. That's how much your accent
I thought
has disappeared.
you want to know that I was a Barnsley fan.
I'm not in a million years.
Really?
Not in a million
Oh.
years.
Right.
Not in a
That
million years,
surprises
mate.
me because like the local lot in the pub and stuff.
No, I
know.
never knew. I just always assumed you were a Scum supporter like most people
no,
around
no,
here.
No.
That's
Don't
Stoke
even
City,
say
by
that
the way.
name. Oh God, he said it. Oh. Do you know what? One of my worst worries about having a boy, yeah, if he's a football fan. If he's not a football fan, that's fine. If he's not into football, it's like you were saying about your little.
Yeah,
like,
my little boy's not
if he's
into
a
football.
Stoke fan, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Because Alicia, my missus, her family's Leeds.
yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
proper
cool.
club.
I don't mind Leeds. My dad's gone to see Dirty Leeds when he was younger.
Yeah.
Like,
70s Leeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind Leeds, but if it's a state, I don't mind
No.
Vale. Vale are like my second team because obviously I'm not just saying that.
You
I'm just
come
I'm
here
not,
as many times as
gonna-
you want, you can,
I'm
Bainesy.
going to start sucking him now.
What cheek is it on?
Yeah.
What cheek?
No, like because obviously I've grown up round here, and
Yeah.
family, mum's side are all Stoke fans. So me growing up as a Barnsley fan, we just got constant shit. Like if we were playing Stoke or something like that, so it made me hate Stoke even more. Kids at school, they'd all be there.
Ripping you, yeah,
PEs,
yeah.
I'd be there in my Barnsley top, and they'd be
Yeah.
there in Stoke tops or Man United or Liverpool, because they're from there.
Never been to
Clearly.
Old Trafford. Never been to Anfield. Anything like that.
No, I mean,
It's a shame. We are going to have an emergency break for the moment because we seem to have lost our feed
oh dear.
on our camera. So we will be back momentarily on the Anger Management Podcast.
See you in a minute.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast.
Bit weird.
Our camera decided to stop working at the exact moment that we mentioned Stoke City Football Club.
I know.
Foul word.
Some-
Something in the air.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what happened there, guys, but we're back.
It's
We
a
haven't
ghost.
died or anything. We're still
a
knocking about.
ghost.
I wanted to come to you guys about something that I wanted to rip on Liam for. Really,
See how I linked into this?
Yeah.
I've done this
Um,
before.
I can't remember where we were going the other day. It was something we were trying to plan, and Liam decided to tell us that he couldn't come because he was doing something with his missus. Right? Nothing
Right.
wrong with doing something with your missus.
I love how he looked at me then.
Right? But Liam
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Liam had gone ghost hunting with his missus
This is
in
why
where was it, Liam?
No wrong with that.
Where was it?
It was at the Four Crosses Inn in somewhere.
Cannock.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
in-
supposed to be
in
right.
Cannock.
Proper.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Fucking Bezos
no,
into
I'm
it.
gonna be honest. Like, my mum's massively into that. She's like, and that is supposed to be the most haunted pub
Yeah,
in the
there
UK,
you
isn't it?
go.
Or
Oh,
something?
just
yeah.
leave me and Bezos to this, Steve.
Yeah,
You go and sit in corner.
yeah.
We'll
I mean,
talk
it's
about
something
ghosts.
I'd like to believe in, but I'm one of them. If I see something, then I'm like,
I'd shit myself.
no. I don't believe. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'm same.
because I can't say I do believe, but I'd like to think that there is something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
same.
It's not even that for me, Vainsy. It's not whether you believe in ghosts or not. That's cool.
It's
It's
the fact
spending your weekend going ghost hunting
What's up with
with
that?
your it's really
Right,
really
okay.
pants,
It's
Liam.
a fucking hobby. I mean, come on. People.
Was it your and it was something along your anniversary or
Yeah, it
something?
was his
What was it
anniversary.
an anniversary of?
5 years of suffering with me, that's what it was.
5 years together.
Yeah, so
Right.
So you
Yeah.
went
But you
ghost
spent
hunting.
an entire weekend celebrating this.
Yeah. What's up with that? Some people collect stamps, some people collect magazines.
So
Some
so
people
what
go
I want
ghost
to
hunting.
ask you, right, and you've got to tell us this
Oh,
truthfully.
God, here we go.
Okay, right.
Gun
So
to me head.
if you had your way, would you have spent an entire weekend celebrating that?
What? That's 5 years together or going ghost hunting?
Just the 5 years together, because you're not married, right? You're not married. I understand going for a meal or doing a bit,
yeah,
doing
I
a bit
would,
of
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But a
would.
whole weekend.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
A whole weekend.
Because
So at no point during that weekend did you think, rather be watching the cricket with Steve-O and Rich? here."
well, I am unemployed, so that played a factor. So obviously I ain't got money.
Ah, right. Okay.
Which I says to you,
Okay.
I says to you and Rich, to be fair. So, but obviously,
Do you want me to let you into a little secret?
Oh God, here we go.
Right,
Go
no,
on.
no. I'm going. This is the God's honest truth. Me and Rich tried to get you some tickets for that.
No.
We did. But when we tried to get them, they'd sold out of the tickets, and we could have got you some, but you'd have been sitting in a different
Oh, fuck
stand
that.
to
Nah,
me
mate.
and Rich with your missus.
Oh, no. I'd rather sit with you guys.
So we didn't, but honestly, we did. Me and Rich
Oh,
had
that's
decided
nice,
we
yeah.
were going to try and get you and your missus a ticket so you could come,
That'd be
and
nice.
that was the plan. And fucking Edgebaston never bothered get back to
That's
us.
friendship there, that is.
Yeah,
I know it
the
is.
thing
just-
is, though,
just-
you'd
it
have
loves me
sat there
really.
explaining everything to him all weekend.
But then I think he'd have had a little bit of an appreciation of cricket then,
suppose.
Bainesy, you
I
see.
suppose.
And that's
I've always said, though, like, obviously, we've come on here and we've ripped me to shreds on sports show and everything like that, as being the only Yorkshireman, well, 2 Yorkshiremen that don't like cricket, but I would be open to it. I would be open to learning it and how they play and things like that, which I've said numerous times. And I would be open to going to 100 and stuff like that, of course. So if there ever is another time when you do go, I'm fucking
well,
coming
we
with
will
you.
be going again. We
I'm
did have a
saying this,
fantastic day.
And
I'll
I'm
be honest.
saying this on a podcast, which you can, if ever it comes back to me and I'm like, no, Steve-O, I can't go, you can go, Liam, just listen to this 10-second clip of you saying, next time I'm
there's
coming,
evidence there now, isn't
that's
there?
it, there's no going back now. So yeah, I'm going next
You got
time.
to think though. At least there'd be like no football hooligans like waiting for you after.
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
there is
like
that.
a football
It's not
match
like
or
that
that.
at cricket at all. Everyone sits together. Everyone has
Yeah,
a laugh.
yeah.
It's still the only sport left in the world where you're expected to get pissed up.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd love it,
Oh
Vainsy.
God, I'll be there. Tell you what, let's
You'd
make it.
love
Let's
it
make
to
it a
get
date.
on
Let's
stand
make
with
it a
you.
date. So let's do this. Let's do this.
You'd absolutely love it, mate.
Could be worse. We could be going to watch a certain team called that start with S, but we'll not mention it
No,
because the phone
no,
went off last
Not
time.
Sheffield.
so-
Don't say Sheffield.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh.
Are you actually a football fan?
Yeah. Sheffield United fan for
Oh,
myself.
Yeah, he's
fucking on
big
fire.
footy fan.
Oh,
know
it
what?
could be.
Do you know what? I still like you, but you know.
That's all right.
Not as much
Not
as
as
I did
much.
10 seconds
Respect's
ago.
just gone a little bit.
No, he's still Yorkshire man, isn't he? So
Nah, that's
Got
it,
it.
mate. That's it. Got to stick
Got it.
together.
let's stick together.
We're gonna crack on with another song, guys.
Sounds good.
This is a song that's been sent in by a band called Smiley's Friends.
It's a
I know
different name.
it's a different
It's
name.
a bit different.
I don't really have much information on Smiley's Friends. We haven't got any blurb been sent to us. They are on Facebook. Even on the About section, we don't seem to have much going
Oh.
on. So I can't really tell you anything about the band apart from
It's just a
the
surprise.
fact that the title is "Women Are from Venus."
Where are men
which-
from?
which I think we're from Fair Gaze.
I automatically thought of that advert then. Your Venus. Do you remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
With the razor.
Your
It was the razor.
desire.
So
Fun advert.
we're going to have a little listen to Smiley's Friends. If I can find some blurb on them in the meantime while we have a break, we will let you know what kind of a band they are. But we'll check them out. Smiley's Friends. Women are from penis.
Let's
Venus.
do it. Oh, very good. Very good.
Freudian slip. Back in a sec. Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And me, Liam Vaines.
I absolutely love that tune, lads.
Beautiful.
I thought it was fantastic. It was Smiley's Friends. Women Are From Venus. You said something while we were listening to it that it sounded like a song that should be on an Austin Powers soundtrack.
It's that vibe, isn't it? So I can imagine him just walking through like
yeah.
Driving Shagua.
Absolutely. It sounded a little bit Supergrass, a little bit Cooler Shaker.
Bit Monkeys kind of.
Yeah,
vibe.
it was yet again another absolutely fantastic song from another unsigned artist that we seem to be inundated with here on the Anger Management Podcast. Great music. Thanks for sending that to us, guys. You can check out Smiley's Friends. They are on Facebook. I assume they're on Instagram and all the other places.
Yeah,
Again,
I think
if
so.
you would like your track to be featured on the Anger Management Podcast, you can get in touch and Liam will tell you exactly where.
Yes, you can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can get in touch with us on Twitter at Anger Manage Pod. Like I said before, Twitter seems to be the main one where people get in touch with us. All you've got to do is just send us a message. That's all you've got to do. I said DM, but Steve was like, what the fuck's a DM?
Slide in the
A
DM.
DM is
a
a
DM?
danger mouse,
Is
as
it
far as
danger?
I'm concerned.
Just slide in there.
Just slide in there. There you go. Veins is in my ears. And yeah, all you've got to do is obviously just send us a title, song, and just a description. Just don't fucking send us an email and not attach your song or anything like that.
Please.
As we've had many a time.
It really, really does help if you want your music to be featured on the Anger Management Podcast. Send us a nice email, but actually attach as an MP3 or a WAV as well, because I know we're men of many talents, but we can't play thin air.
And make sure you own.
Unfortunately, we
Yeah.
just
Not even air
can't do
guitar.
it.
Yeah.
No.
We can't, mate. We can't
No.
do it.
And
So
please, please, please make sure you own the rights to your song.
yeah, because again, if we play your song and we get a copyright strike, we
It's coming
just have
off.
to remove it.
Simple as that.
Sorry, guys, but
Not
yeah.
sorry.
So again, that was Smiley's Friends, Women Are From Venus. Check it out, guys. Check them out. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe, and all the rest of it. Liam, we had a very important Graham poll last
did.
week. For any new listeners,
Few
a
weeks
Graham
ago.
poll is our reference to our weekly poll that people can vote on. It's a reference to an old Premier League football referee, as I'm sure you remember, Graham
I
Poll,
do.
Vainsy.
Yes. You still need to get him on here.
Well, it'd be great,
yeah,
wouldn't it?
oh,
Come
I'd
on,
love
come
it.
on.
I
Trying to
don't
get him
know
on the
where I
sports
can
show.
contact him, unfortunately, but it would be amazing.
I don't think he'll have Twitter, will
A
he?
Graham
No, I don't
poll
think
with
so.
Graham. We could ask who the greatest ref of all time is,
Yeah,
can we?
that's it. There you
It's
go.
Luigi Collina, of course, as we all know. It's not even up for
Oh,
debate.
yes.
But it would be great to get him
Yeah,
on.
it would.
But we had a serious one last week. The last time we filmed the podcast before our little break due to work commitments, we it was Freedom Day.
It was.
I'm
quote
making
unquote,
air quotes, guys.
Freedom Day.
It was Freedom Day, and I'd been into the supermarket where basically everyone had ignored Freedom Day apart from me. It was exactly the same as the day of Freedom Day Eve, and I was the only person walking around the supermarket without a fucking hazmat suit on.
Have you
And,
noticed now, though, it seems to be easing out. Like, a lot more people seem to just walk around with no masks on. There
yeah,
are still the odd
I
few,
don't know.
but-
There's a lot of people walking outside.
yeah.
And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, it is the elderly lot.
Yeah,
like,
no,
and,
fair enough.
you know, they must be scared shitless, like, you know.
That was the plan in the first place.
yeah.
mate.
Oh, it's like when it all kicked off and that first lockdown come, right? And did you ever have it when you were walking in the street, no matter where you were, and you'd be walking towards two elderly people, and they cross the road
Yeah,
just to avoid you
intentionally.
because
I've
like,
seen people
yeah.
step out in front of lorries and all sorts, Liam.
oh, God.
Madness.
Do you know-
Madness.
do you know the top of Charles Street in Cheadle?
Yeah.
You've got that weird bend. It's like it literally goes like that. It does like a U-turn.
Yeah, it
basically,
comes
for
in
those,
on
those
itself,
people
doesn't
that
it? Yeah.
can't see me or anything. And this old woman, I didn't know she was there. She was walking round, and I'd just been to Bargain Booze to get myself some beers.
Oh, I should
I
do.
was walking around, and she literally shit herself. Like I was
Fucking
like, I
hell.
didn't know she was round the corner or anything. She's like,
As
fucking
though
hell,
you've just
it's as if
jumped out
I
of
was the Grim
bushes.
Reaper and I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm coming for you.
Your time's up, Marjorie.
Yeah, I am COVID.
But that's what fear does to people, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
anyway, after Freedom Day last week, 2 weeks ago when we recorded the podcast, we wanted to ask our listeners and viewers very, very simply, will you be continuing to wear your mask?
Yeah, we were asking our listeners, will you be ditching your mask for the foreseeable future? And the results are in, guys. And before I give you the answers, what do you think? Do you think we should be ditching our masks for the foreseeable future?
I've actually brought my mask on purpose tonight because I am ditching my mask, but I would like you two to ditch my mask.
Oh,
Here we are.
Fantastic.
Here we are.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
the
the first.
Just get it out,
Vainsley
get
has
it
come
out. Just get
proper
it out.
prepared.
So,
here.
guys, it's a bit deep because I wait for work and
It
whatnot.
looks a bit COVID-ridden, that does,
But
mate.
really? Oh shit! I might have
Steve-O's
whacked the
just
arse for that last
sniffing it.
week.
Oh.
I'd like you to just fuck it off.
We will be fucking it off. Have we got a lighter? Can we even burn it? I don't think we can. We'll set the fire
Just
alarm.
throw it across the camera.
Throw it
Bainsy.
across there. Chuck
Throw
it at the
across.
camera.
Go on.
Fuck.
Yes.
Oh, very
There you
good.
go. Fuck off.
What
There we
about
are.
you, Liam?
I haven't worn a mask since Freedom Day, quote unquote.
Okay.
And,
And I've never worn a mask
no,
ever
no,
once.
fuck them.
You know,
fuck 'em.
apart from like Halloween and stuff.
Obviously,
you
that's
know.
acceptable mask. Isn't it?
But
Yeah.
I've never worn a COVID mask once
Look at
ever,
Slipknot, they wear
which
them
is
every
why
day.
I've been banned from
Or
many,
you're on
many
Scooby-Doo,
places over
whatever-
recent
whatever you
times.
prefer. And thank you to everyone that voted and got in touch. And the results are in. And 70% of our listeners will be ditching their masks.
Excellent.
Boom.
You guys are awesome.
Boom.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's restored a smidgen of faith in humanity for me, that has.
I'm quite happy with that as well.
It really has.
70%.
So thanks, guys. For me, that shows a path back to normality.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Getting there.
I'm happy
Yeah,
about that.
I feel like we're getting there,
It's going to be a
Bainsy.
long process, but if 70% of our listeners think that they're going to that they have got rid of their
Yeah.
mask by now, I think that's we're trending in the right direction
I
as far
agree.
as I'm
I
concerned. So
agree.
credit to all you guys for not living in abject fear anymore. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that on
Yeah.
a personal level.
It's a good one.
We are going to have a new Graham poll this week, and this is actually an idea of Vainsy. Vainsy, as I said at the beginning, is one of our most avid listeners. I think it gets you through the working day, doesn't it, mate?
To be honest, yeah, I've said I've missed it this week.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something, just to hearing him moan.
It's
I
his
don't know.
stories.
Yeah, every time
mate?
I'll bump into you
Stories.
in the pub, and it's like the other week when I saw you. I think, Steve-O's here, sound. I'll go sit with him and Sam. And I think I was there for about 45 minutes. I had 2
Yeah.
pints, and it was just Steve-O going on about what pisses him off, what doesn't.
This is how we
But I
make
love
the
it.
podcast.
I love it.
It's
I
what
love it.
life's
That's
all
what I
about,
love.
mate. It's what life's all about.
My girlfriend, sorry, Steve, my girlfriend compared you to, I don't know, a modern day Stoke version of Carl Pilkington.
Carl Pilkington.
Because you've
that's
always got a rant, you've always got a moan, you've
I've
always
got
got
quite a
something.
round head
Well,
as
yeah,
well.
there is that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can
No,
see
I'll
the
take that. I
resemblance.
like Carl Pilkington. I actually
that.
think he's an unheralded genius, Carl
Yeah.
Pilkington. But thank you. I'll take that one.
There we go.
Definitely. Yeah, a radio broadcaster as well, of course.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
So I'll take that one. So Vainsy came up with the idea for this week's Graham poll. Regular listeners will know that Liam is a
Twat.
well, yeah, he's a twat. But he's got a couple of impressions that he's done over the years and the months that I've known him.
Some better than others.
He's only really got 2 polar extremes: awesome
Oh shit.
or the worst thing I've ever heard come out of anybody's mouth.
Angela Merkel.
The worst one that he ever did was live on radio,
Oh.
live on our radio show. And I can't remember the conversation, but I mentioned Winston Churchill. And Liam decided to bust out his Winston Churchill impression.
I need
I'm
to
not
be
And
back.
it was like, if you can imagine German cinema making a film about World War II, where the character of Winston Churchill was being played by a German actor with a dreadful, dreadful English accent.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Winston Churchill. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's still
Yeah,
got that
pretty
sort of
much.
Austrian twinge,
yeah,
hasn't
it
he? So
was-
it's like,
But you've got to remember, this is the most British person in the history
Yeah.
of Britain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Liam did him as Hitler, right? As his arch nemesis, right?
Not intentionally.
It was the worst thing I've ever heard. Fighting on the beaches.
Do you want me to give you?
And I was like, I mean, if you
sample.
can bust it out,
We
Liam.
can fight them on the beaches.
This was Liam's
That's
Winston
basically
Churchill
live
impression.
on public radio.
I nearly died on the studio floor when it was that funny. I couldn't even rip the piss out of him because I was too cracked up.
I think
But
it
then,
does sound like an Arnie.
but then
I know.
about 2 weeks
I'm never
later,
going, no, I'm never going.
about
Get to
2
the
weeks later,
chopper.
again live on radio, Liam pulled this out of his nutsack, right,
Thanks.
from nowhere.
Steve-O's face as well.
I can't remember
Oh.
what we were talking about, and I mentioned the Transformers. It was probably to do with me loving Transformers when I was a kid, and Liam did the greatest Optimus Prime impression I've ever. It
is.
was like being in a room. I almost expected him to turn into a fucking truck.
It is quite.
It was that
it's-
good.
It's
I'll
terrible.
take
From
that.
nowhere, and I was speechless. Again, I wasn't on the floor this time. I just didn't know what to say. I was.
Did you feel like you was in the room
Yeah.
with a
Optimus
fucking
Prime?
transformer?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't.
I just
I
remember
didn't know
seeing
what
your
to say.
face light up, Steve-O. It was just like a kid at Christmas, like,
So
oh my God.
On our radio show, I asked Liam to introduce all kinds of stuff as Optimus Prime now, right? Because I just love it. It never gets old.
I might
Not
do it
for
Saturday,
me.
actually. I might do the checklist, they get in touch.
You'll have to get it
I
in
might do
early
that.
because you've got leave at quarter past.
Oh, yeah,
Take your
okay.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Derby.
Yeah, there is
Remember?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Okay.
tonight, is it?
No,
I think it was
no,
a joke.
that's Saturday. That is, mate. He's got leave early. So, Vainsy apparently is
Ooh.
also a master impressionist for a certain character.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about it, Vainsy.
Well, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh, yes.
I literally, I fucking love Lord of the
What a
Rings.
guy.
I have got one of 1,500. When they did the trilogy, obviously, Fellowship, Two Towers.
Yeah.
I have got him signed by the two directors, and obviously, I didn't. It must be worth something.
About to
Like,
say, I bet it's worth a wedge.
Yeah, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and one of the impressions I've always wanted to try and pull off is obviously Andy Serkis doing Gollum.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I'll see what you guys
Oh,
think.
go on.
I just thought this is an idea.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So before we start, I'm just going to make you jealous there, Vainsy, by telling you that my sister lives right opposite Capity Island, where Lord of the Rings was made
It's
in
one
New
of the
Zealand.
places I
She
really
literally
wanna go.
lives.
It
You
is-
walk out of her house onto the beach,
It is a
and
bucket list.
Capity
that is.
Island
On
is
the
there.
beaches.
It's on the bucket list.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm just going to sign now. Fucking cunt.
So my brother-in-law does listen to this podcast. He's been bugging me because we haven't made one for a couple of weeks. So shout out, Mark.
Shout out,
Shout
Mark.
out, Mark.
Thanks for
Even though he
listening.
is a scummy Stoke fan. Oh,
Oh.
camera's gone off.
Oh,
No,
God,
no,
yeah,
no,
actually, that is
It's
it.
still
I was
working.
like,
It's still working. So shout out, Marky.
Piss myself if it did then.
So we're gonna have an impression off.
Okay.
I can't do any impressions. I'm
sounds like
not
some
an
shitty
impressionist.
I
cheap
know.
vodka done
I
to
know.
that impression off.
What we're gonna ask our listeners and viewers is who wins.
Okay.
It's that simple. So we're gonna have Vainsy doing Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and we're gonna have Liam doing Optimus Prime from Transformers. So I don't have a coin on me, lad, so I can't really make a coin toss. So
That's
does
all right.
anybody want to go first?
I'll let Vainsy go first. Since it's
Okay,
his idea.
Vainsy's gonna go first. So hang on, drum roll.
What do you want me to say?
I
I'll
have
do
no
a scene.
idea,
I'll do
mate.
a scene.
I don't really know much about
Oh.
Lord of the Rings.
What status, precious? What status, eh? they took it from us, they did. Give it back.
And the facial
Wow.
expressions has to go with
You
it.
have
It's-
to.
it's
Yeah,
just-
you have
yeah.
to commit. You have to commit.
So
I like
yeah.
it.
I mean, Alicia's two lads. They
That
one
was
of them.
ace.
That was I'm
Yes.
impressed.
Do you want it, Twitter? Welcome to the Anger Management Podcast.
That's going on the fucking title.
ace.
That's
That's
got to
ace.
be the new intro. That.
What do you
I
say?
think the title. I've already got the title of this episode. I'm not going to ruin it, but I've got it. I've already got it. I've got it. Okay, we're going to move across the studio to
See, I
Liam
can't-
the Autobot
How do you
Simcox.
see that? Look. That's,
Come
I'm
on, mate.
still in awe.
Come on,
I can't-
psych yourself up.
I can't do
Psych
fucking
yourself up.
scenes.
Psych yourself. You don't need to a scene.
Just the
Just-
phrase.
It's only got to be a snippet, and people
Okay,
can vote,
right,
mate.
okay, I'm
Calm
ready.
yourself.
Grace.
And breathe. My name is Optimus Prime. Autobots, roll out. Bumblebee, you will chase the Decepticons. Andrew Stevenson has just screamed in the studio. There we go.
It is a fucking good impression.
There we
I must
go.
say, it's a brilliant impression.
Oh, I love them both. I
we
love them
go.
both. I really do. I'm gonna take the rest of the week to decide which my favourite is there,
Okay.
lads, because they are both absolutely awesome. We want to put that to you guys, our listeners, and our viewers, our subscribers. Please get in touch. That's going to be our Graham poll for this week. Liam, tell everybody where they can get in touch and vote on that epic Graham poll.
Vote for Smiley. He wants it to this.
Vote for Optimus Prime.
No. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Why did I go fucking Smeagol? Anyway, you can find
So
Oh,
good.
you
stop
can
now, I'll stop
find
now.
us on Twitter at AngerManagedPod. Obviously, listen to this first and then go and cast your vote. Yeah, that is on AngerManagedPod on Twitter. Whose impression is better, Vainsy or mine? We've got Gollum against Optimus Prime.
There it is. That was great.
I thought it was something
I thought
different.
both
for
was
you.
of them
great.
were great.
I
thought
just-
both
I
of them were
absolutely
great.
something
love that.
different.
Yeah,
that's
that's it.
I wanted to come to a topic that Vainsy had suggested. I think it was you, Vainsy, that suggested this, which is laziness
Oh,
in
fucking
society,
hell, done it.
right? And I feel your pain with this one, mate. Tell us what
Do you know-
got you thinking about this in the first place.
Right, so I work in Congleton. So our depot is based in Congleton.
Yeah.
So from obviously
Congleton is a place on the outskirts. It's Congleton.
It's
Cheshire,
Cheshire,
isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
it's-
So it's
yeah.
not too far from Stoke-on-Trent. It's just across the border in Cheshire.
and-
We have to explain this to our Ugandan
sorry,
listeners and
sorry,
other places.
Uganda. Well, hopefully one day you'll see it when these guys ship you over and
One
let you
day.
explore.
One day.
But no, there's a road that goes from Congleton into Kidsgrove. It's like the Ashby Road,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know the road.
and there's roadworks going on, and obviously there's like signs here, there, and everywhere, traffic lights, and I drove past a group of lads. Don't get me wrong, I were no saint as a teenager, or like that. But there's these signs that have been kicked down, and obviously sandbags have thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's a elderly lady who's walking about 10, 15 metres behind her. And these lads are stepping over, like literally walking on these signs. And I'm thinking, it don't matter if you're a roadman or not. It don't matter, if you listen to Stormzy or, no offence to Stormzy's listeners. I do like Stormzy, but just pick them up. Or put
Yeah.
it, you don't have to stand them up. Just like me now, obviously that shows how much I might have grown up or whatnot. But there's this woman, she's got a walking stick, and I'm thinking, and it crossed my mind to pull over and just like literally go and pick them up, because someone blind could walk there. I know people, can like you've got guide dogs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
of course, yeah, but still.
I tell littering.
Oh, fucking littering.
like,
We've touched on this a few times on podcast, haven't we, Steve? I think it would definitely, especially with Fee Barker. Oh, and like masks and McDonald's wrappers and shit just everywhere. Like,
I
fucks me off.
actually saw Fee walking around Kingsley. Shout out Fee.
Shout out Fee.
shout out Fee.
When she said on the podcast that she walks around with her, I was like, "Fuck off! I've never seen her
Oh,
do
little
that."
picker
And
sort
she
of thing.
actually does.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
Does,
seen her
yeah,
a
yeah,
few
yeah.
times now, and
Because you're keeping an eye out for her
Yeah.
now. That's why.
I've actually pulled up to her the other week and said, I was listening to you on podcast and that, and I said, she was literally out litter picking
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
time.
Oh,
and
bless
she's
her.
got,
She does do
she
it.
has a swag about it, right?
Yeah.
And she should be proud.
She should,
'cause-
yeah.
And she puts the litter picker over her shoulder and walks, and she's got a bag, and
Yeah, fair play to her.
for those who know Fee, she's a stunning woman and absolutely she's sound, like down
Yeah.
to earth if she can come, like, but she's out there doing a bit, and I take my hat off to her, to be honest.
fair
So.
play to her.
Absolutely, mate. Laziness in society is a strange one for me, because this brings us back a little bit to what we were discussing on the last episode with Glyn Mellor, Glyn GV Mellor,
Oh, yeah.
and
I've actually met him before as well, so
Have
I'll
you-
bring
have
that,
you
I'll
met
bring that up. Yeah. If he listens to this, he was in the Black Coast video for Crows of the North, and I'm quite good mates with the lads out of Black Coast.
wouldn't surprise me.
And Glenn was one of the main actors in the video. But yeah.
Are we on
I'd
about
say-
the same Glyn Mellor?
Yes, we
here?
are. Yes, we
Oh,
are. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know Glyn had done any acting
No,
ever.
Yeah, if you YouTube it, Crows of the
Alright.
North, he's.
It
He's
do-
on
it
that.
wouldn't surprise me with Glyn. He's a man of many,
Yeah.
many talents, but it does bring me back to a little bit what Glyn was mentioning last week about how I think in 2021 you don't really have to put any effort in to succeed, do you?
No.
Very much anymore, which is basically a form of laziness. I think that's something that, particularly for young people, I don't think they have to graft like. I mean, something I've noticed today, right? The A-level results have been released today. Okay. So, A-levels again have this year been the best that they've ever been.
Yeah.
Right? More A's and A stars than there's ever been before in any other year, right? No one's had to sit any exams this time.
No.
And I'm not do any because of fucking COVID. So it's almost like it's just been like a best guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're pretty good. Hey,
Fuck it.
Yeah.
you're not quite as good. You can have an A minus.
You're
Your
predicting
name's
an A.
Liam, you're having an A star.
So it's literally like the kids haven't even had to do any fucking work for. They haven't had to sit any
And
exams
there was all
this
this
time.
like catastrophe on the radio about, we're not going to get results, and it's going to be held back
Yeah.
a year. And don't get me wrong, I felt for all the uni
Yeah, of
students
course, yeah.
and whatnot, but
It's not end up world as it is.
no, I mean, these people out there losing businesses, and
Yeah.
I think,
I tried book go-karting for my little boy and his mate, and the go-karting place we used to go in Buxton gone, closed
Gone.
down.
Oh,
I know,
wow.
yeah.
I saw the carts were for sale on social media.
Fucking hell, I want one of them.
Yeah, mate,
Oh,
gone.
that'd be sick.
Yeah, but you can have one, but you wouldn't have a fucking track drive it round
Oh,
with
no,
anymore.
I'll just find somewhere.
But stuff like that really, really makes me
Yeah,
sad.
it's
And
sad,
these are the things that nobody seems to be talking about anymore. It's like the initial shock of COVID has disappeared, and thousands of businesses have gone, thousands, and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I think one of the worst things is, and this is probably me just being biased because of being a musician and whatnot, is the smaller venues. Because,
Yeah.
let's be straight, they were on their arse already before COVID.
Yeah.
Right? And the likes of the Underground, which is in Stoke, or Sugar Mill, which is in Stoke, they have some big bands. But, for the size of the venue, they have some cracking bands. I've seen some bands
Another place I'm banned from.
yeah.
Sugar Mill. Oh, God.
No, but they've had some bands on that have progressed to be I watched Foals at the Sugar Mill about 8 years ago.
I watched Muse.
Did you?
I watched Muse.
And they were on their arse anyway. Which is sad. It's a sad thing to say like, but after this, if they can pull through, I'll take my hats off them because they've bottom of the list for any funding or. The music industry
they've
is.
had
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
Entertainment's had nothing, mate. Entertainment's had absolutely nothing at all. I'm the perfect
there's-
example. My entire business is based on entertainment, and I went from being busy every single day
Yeah.
to nothing. Absolutely. Fortunately, I'm one of them people that's always paid me tax and always paid me national insurance, so I've been entitled to the self-employed grants.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in my industry haven't always paid everything properly because
Yeah.
it's an industry that by its very nature is hit and miss, and a lot of people have been completely and utterly on their arse.
It's like
And-
you, Steve. How long was it? Because I know it's been a long, long time since your last gig to your very most recent one.
Well, I played my last show on the 13th of March in 2020
Yeah.
at a place called the Metropolitan in Stafford, and then I didn't play again until I played 5 weeks ago
Was it July, June?
at the Quarter Cafe in
Yeah.
Hanley in Stoke-on-Trent.
That's
So
right.
I'd gone almost 16 months.
There
And you have
go.
to remember I'd gone, so that was all my live work.
Yep.
All my studio work disappeared, all my session work, all my production work, all my mixing work, all my tuition. I had one student left by the
Fucking
time
hell.
I could open up again. One. All gone. Everything. All my live work, all my live sound work, everything.
People are
everything gone
fucking
completely.
gutted about Debenhams closing and fucking stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah. Stuff
You've
that's
got-
been around for the last 100 odd years or something like that.
No, I know, like you, Steve, I'll take my hat off to you because
Yeah.
all this could have been fucking easy, and
I've
People have got bills to
been
pay.
fortunate, Vainsy, because my missus carried on working full time. She's never had a day off, basically. But what most people don't realise for something like entertainment is it's not just a job. 99% of people get up in the morning and think, fuck me, I'd rather have syphilis than have to go fucking work today, right?
Yeah.
And this is no
me.
disrespect to you, Liam, but
No,
that's
no.
what your last job was
That's
like.
exactly what it
That's
was.
exactly how you felt.
were.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
felt like that.
Yeah.
And even people who don't mind the job, well, people who always say, I love my job, I do. And I always go, would
Yeah.
you do it for free? And they go,
No,
well,
well-
no, I wouldn't do it for free. And I go, well, you don't love your job then, do you?
Yeah.
Right? Somebody like me, right? I've played my guitar or the piano or the bass or the drums or singing or whatever it is every single day since I was 7.
Yeah.
Rain or shine, paid or not, because I actually love what I do.
Yeah.
Right? Same as if you're a footballer or whatever it is. There's a million things that people enjoy. But to do it as a living is, I've always felt very blessed.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand is when you say, okay, can't go work for 16 months, you're on 80% of your income anyway for sitting at home. 99% of people go, fucking sound.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
Yeah.
up and go work on a production line or fucking whatever it may be. Go down a mine shaft or whatever.
Yeah,
I'd
fuck
rather
yeah.
stay at home
Yeah.
and get 80% of my money. My job, what I do, isn't just my professional life. It's my personal life.
Yeah.
It's my social life. I've had
It's-
band practice 2 or 3 times a week since 1993. Remember that, lads.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
That's before I was born.
Okay.
Just throw that out.
That's
I'll be
what I
nappies.
do with my life. Everything revolves around
Yeah.
being a musician and being in entertainment, and I love it. And to have it all, not just your professional life stopped, your entire social life stopped.
Yeah.
Everything stopped. Everything that you are as a person stopped
It's just
completely. And
Mad.
I've always classed myself as quite a mentally strong person, and I got to be honest with you, lads. There's been several times in the last 16 months that I've wondered how I'm going to get to the next day.
Yeah.
So how people who are already mentally not unstable, but mentally
Exhausted.
exhausted or mentally
Yeah.
not so strong,
Yeah.
how they've managed to get through it, I have no idea. And respect to everybody that has managed to keep going through this bullshit, particularly in the industries of entertainment and hospitality and
Yeah,
tourism and
definitely. Yeah,
travel.
definitely.
The industries that have literally been bent over and fucked up the arse. That's what's happened.
Yeah,
That
pretty
is
much.
what's happened.
That is
That is what's happened to it. The
100%.
travel industry is a great example, right? And these people have been completely and utterly fucked beyond belief. Fucked in every way that they can. So to all you people who've managed to get through this, absolute respect to every single one of you.
Yeah,
I've got
absolutely.
a lot of time for you people.
One of my best friends who drummed in my band, Dan Wade. Shout out, Dan.
Shout
he,
out, Dan.
He literally did all his pilot training. He got a job at EasyJet and everything. And that just got took away from him. Like, he got a
Fucking hell.
mortgage and stuff like that. You got to think you're on a good whack, and he's trained all these years. One of the reasons, and I'm not blaming him, is why we stopped playing is because, things move on. Obviously, he had this, he moved to Manchester and that. But obviously, COVID had come, and it's just
It's
gone.
worked out
Oh,
to get to where
yeah,
it wants to
yeah.
be, basically.
And, it's some fucking training that,
yeah, of course it is, yeah.
I lost 2 jobs over COVID.
Fucking
two.
hell.
So, which is why I'm back in the tyre industry.
Yeah.
Back in there, mate, back in there. We're going to move on and have another track, lads. This is a song by a band called Harsh Language. Okay? I like that title.
Oh, I
Sounds
do.
like a punk band, but I'm not sure, honestly. The song is called What Success Looks Like. I've got a little bit of blurb about them up on Facebook. I've got some blurb. Got some blurb. Okay, so ready yourselves.
Ooh.
Harsh Language brings together electronica, words, and loud guitars, riffing on a lifelong love of guitar music and embracing samples, synths, and sounds to create an emotive wall of melodic noise.
It sounds like Shakespeare, Gary Newman, Slash, and Phil Collins made a love baby, doesn't it? It's like,
all
they
wrapped up in a burrito.
They just
Yeah.
jizzed in a tube and said,
Stuck it.
right, make what you can out of this. And it just comes out like a genius.
That's a
It
good
does,
one,
it
that.
sounds...
That is a good
So yeah, Harsh Language, available in all the usual places. The track is called What Success Looks Like. Let's check it out, boys. Let's have a listen.
Let's do this.
Let's see what happens.
Take this pen and this matted favor. Talk these eyes and sign this paper. Close your eyes and count to 10 and find your way, you started again. Close your eyes and count once more and find you're exactly just where we all found you before. Do you feel you're moving forward? Do you feel you're moving up? Is it everything you wished for? Was it worth your wager? Do you feel you're moving forward? Do you feel you're moving up? Is it everything you wished for? Was it worth your wager? Would you really care if would you really care if I can't speak out? I can't speak out. Would you really care if would you really care if I can't speak out? I can't speak out.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
Me Liam Simcox.
And me, Gollum.
Oh, yes.
It's
Had to be
Les,
done.
got it
Had
in.
to be done.
He's back.
He's got it in. That was harsh language with what success looks like. Again, another awesome tune on the Anger Management Podcast.
That was fucking mint.
It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cracking song. For me, I suggested early Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
Vainsy.
I said early Biffy Clyro.
Yeah. Clyro.
I could see.
I
See it.
thought it was fantastic. Excellent use. Like the blurb said, was actually quite accurate this time.
Yeah.
Was it a love child from Shakespeare, Gary Newman /
Yeah,
Phil
that
Collins?
blurb.
Phil
That's the
Collins,
blurb
all
I
that.
was on
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Vainsy.
That's the
What's
one.
his name out of Biffy Clyro? A real odd name, on he?
I don't know.
Singer.
I don't, Dave
Just
Summit, probably.
Dave
Smith.
Veins.
Maybe. So that was harsh language, guys. Check them out. They're on all the usual places: Facebook, Spotify,
Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
yeah. Or we don't have to list them
Not
every
places,
time.
you
You know
know
where
now.
you know where they're at. And the song's called "What Success Looks Like." Give them a subscribe, give them a like, give them a listen, and let them know that you've listened to their track on the Anger Management Podcast. Liam, where can people get in touch if they want to send their music to us to be featured on the second most popular podcast in Uganda?
And number 7 in the UK, let's not forget that as well.
Number 7 in the UK.
And yeah, you can get in touch with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can get in touch with us on Twitter at Anger Managed Pod.
Anger Manage Pod.
Anger Managed Pod.
That's what it's all about. Another one that I really, really wanted to ask you guys. That I went camping, okay, with my friend Chris Razza. Shout out Raz.
Shout out, Raz.
He's my best friend. We lived in Turkey together. We've been all over.
Is this
the
who you
world
go
together.
skating with?
No, that's Gaz.
Oh, Gaz.
This is Raz.
Gaz, Kaz.
Yeah.
Shaz.
All the
Oh,
Aussies.
Shaz.
So anyway, cut a long story short, Malta Nat
Oh,
came
shout out
back
Nat.
from Malta. Shout out Malta Nat. Malta Nat came back from Malta for what was supposed to be a month. In the end, he could only stay a week because of COVID
fucking-
bullshit. They wouldn't let him back in the country otherwise. So he had to leave. The whole plan was that we were all going camping, you see. Basically, as always happens, everyone pulled out. Ended up with just me and Raz, which was fine because that's how it usually goes. We went canoeing down the River Wye.
Oh, nice.
Why?
Okay. Good.
I had
Because
to.
it's
I'm
nice.
sorry, I had to. Sorry.
We had faith in the weather, even though it was forecast to be torrential rain. It was glorious.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That always
It's all
happens,
about
doesn't it,
faith,
that?
lads.
Yeah, it does.
Always
And
happens.
we'd had some tea. We were camping. We'd had some tea. Raz had cooked up some epic burgers on the stove, and we'd had a few ales.
Just a
You
few.
know, just a few ales, and Raz is one of the funniest people in the entire world. He's dead quiet. He's dead reserved, but he's so funny when he's had an ale, right? And I was in my little blow up bed in my sleeping bag, and Raz had bought what I can only describe as a bouncy castle for his bed. It was the biggest blow up mattress I've ever seen in my life. It was ridiculous. You could like plug headphones and stuff into it. It was insane.
What,
I've never seen anything like it, mate. It was ridiculous, and it was at least 5 times bigger. It was 4 foot off the fucking floor.
Fucking hell. I need one of these.
Right. So he's lying on this bed, and I was rustling some. What did I have? I think I had some salt and vinegar squares. Right? That was my crisp. And he decided that the crisps we had to buy from Tesco when we'd gone for stock up were these special. They were Walker's celebrations or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like the
posh
Thai chili
Yeah,
sort
I think
yeah.
that's what
yeah,
they were.
And then you've got Thai
I never-
chicken and thyme.
I
Posh
never had them
crisps.
before,
Yeah.
right, lads?
Posh.
And he insisted that these were the greatest crisps of all time. He
Okay.
bigged them up for 2 days till he
All
cracked them
is that what
open,
it is?
right?
Okay.
And I thought they were shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll be
I-
perfectly
I-
honest.
Completely
I
agree.
wanted to come to you guys for your top 5 crisps. I think it's an important
Ooh.
discussion we need
This.
to have.
This
What,
is a
you know, I
fucking
can't
cracker.
give him yet-
This is a cracker.
How about to
Because
say?
I'm a massive crisp
I
fan.
am as well, mate. They are
Oh.
my weakness.
Crisp and a beer.
Crisps and beer.
Come on.
I have eaten, them great big 24 multi-packs of Monster Munch.
Oh, yeah.
Whole packet in one sitting. Watching an England match at Malta Nat's house
Yes.
years ago.
That's a good
Stumble
one.
in.
I can even tell you which game it was. What's his name scored an hat-trick? Theo Walcott
Oh, God.
scored a
Oh,
hat-trick
that's
in a
not
World
bad.
Cup qualifier.
Was
That's
that-
how long ago it was.
Wasn't that Euro qualifier? When
Maybe
we didn't
Euro
actually
qualifier.
qualify.
Yeah.
Like years, like 12 years
Volley
ago or
with the
something.
brolly.
Yeah, that era. But Chris saw my weakness as well. And it is a discussion for the ages as far as I'm concerned.
I
I'm
can
not
tell
su-
you my top 5 right now.
Oh,
Did
go
you
on.
already know him,
I know
Vainsy?
them. Yeah.
In
Go.
order or just top
And,
5?
I'll go for an order.
Okay.
Right, the
Okay.
first 3 will be in order.
Okay.
Are we
Yeah.
going 5 to 1?
Let's go
Reverse order.
Let's go in reverse order.
Reverse
Okay,
order
right.
us up, mate.
So, squares. Any flavour. I love squares.
Like,
Yeah.
No, I got to stop you right there, though.
Why?
You can't hedge your bets like that, mate. You
What do
can't
you
just
mean?
say any flavour.
Okay then.
Not
Salt and
having that.
vinegar. Salt and
Any
vinegar
flavour.
squares.
What are your favourite crisps? Well, I like crisps.
Yeah, but-
Number
Yeah.
5 is crisps.
But-
Number 4 is crisps.
But Steve-O is fetched as beer. He can have any flavour
Listen,
square he
true.
wants.
That's
listen.
He can have any flavour he wants.
Give us a
Hey,
flavour,
this is my
Vainsy.
podcast tonight, yeah.
Oh,
Give
there we
us
go.
a flavour.
Let's go for salt and vinegar. You
Yeah,
can't go wrong with
okay,
salt and vinegar.
That's a good one.
Chipsticks, Smith's, chipsticks, salt and
yeah.
vinegar.
Salt and vinegar,
again,
yeah.
again.
Good.
And then I'll go for the top 3 now. And one of these is quite new, right?
Okay,
And I don't know if you'd have tried them, but KFC. Walker's
Yes.
Max Taste KFC. Now,
I've been there.
Never even knew
I've
that
been
was a
there.
thing.
They
God,
are immense.
right,
I've got to try
The-
some of them.
they're literally
Next
in the
time-
cupboard all
next-
the time. When
in
Alicia
season
does the
3,
shopping
when
on
you're
a
on,
Sunday.
Beer and them crisps.
Right,
That's what you
so
got to
this
bring.
is a plan. This is a plan.
Get a bowl.
When Alicia does the shopping on Sunday now, she gets them all the time because they're just fucking so good.
They are.
They're literally.
I've got
oh.
to try them.
Problem is, though, you could get through a bag like that, couldn't you? It's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
Thing is,
your
though,
number 3.
they've got that sort of
Yeah.
hot
They are
tinge
good.
to them as well. Like,
Because they do zinger ones, don't they, which are shit, and then they have the
Yeah,
southern fried ones that
yeah,
are amazing.
yeah.
Steve-O,
Now-
you've got to try these now.
I'm starting to salivate. I'm thinking of getting Tesco on the way home.
You know, you
I'm
have-
banned, actually.
Oh, sorry, Charles. Nigel Manson.
you know, you have these kettle chips, Tyrells, Pipers. Now, Pipers, jalapeno.
Billy Pipers.
No, they're just Billy Pipers. I wish. I'd eat her crisps.
Fuck off, Steve.
Why- what am I missing?
No, fucking Billy
So
Piper.
that's your number 3. That new crisp, the KFC.
yeah. So Piper's jalapeno.
Oh, so that's your number
That's
2.
number 2.
Number 2.
Ooh,
okay.
number 1 then.
Number 1, Space Invaders,
Oh!
pickled onion.
Oh.
Absolutely, I love them. I literally.
Pickled onion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the green
yeah,
ones.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The
Apart-
beef that was shit.
Yeah.
I know a lad who he went to download one year, and obviously he'd had the munchies one night
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fell asleep with his hand in the packet of pickled onion, and his hand stunk like pickled onion all
What a
weekend.
guy.
Nice, legend.
What
I
a
like
guy.
that. I like that.
Fucking hell.
Liam,
Yeah.
top
Oh,
5.
I've got 5, but I can't give you an order. 'cause
Okay, no,
I
that's
ain't
all
got
right. Then, all
fucking
right.
clue.
Can you give us?
I can
Can you
give you
give us
5.
5 with a definitive number 1?
Ooh.
Can we ask that of you?
No, I don't have one that's.
Oh, come
if,
on.
If someone says to me,
You've
"Gone
got
to
to
the edge,"
commit. You've got to
oh,
commit.
Right, okay, I'll
You've
think.
gotta
I'll think
commit.
about it as I'm saying it.
Yeah,
then.
okay.
So
Tell us the 5.
I'll tell
and
you
then
5 and then go
commit
for 1.
to your number
okay.
1.
So pickled onion monster munch has
Yeah,
got to be up
yeah.
there because they are just.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
like
you-
Steve-O, you know how much I like pickled
Yeah.
onion monster munch. My girlfriend would disagree because my fucking breath stinks.
She shouldn't disagree with anything
No.
with you taking it to fucking Derby
No,
on
yeah,
Saturday, mate.
Exactly. Another one.
I'm going to bring you pickled onion monster munch to the
Yeah.
studio on Saturday so you can breathe all over her on the journey.
That'll do. Another one. Cheetos, not the Whatsits.
Oh,
Cheetos are a great
are
Do you know what?
amazing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
never even thought of them.
When you
Yeah.
go abroad,
When you go
Super
abroad.
cheesy,
Yeah.
aren't they?
yeah,
You can find
like
them.
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
Cheetos.
You can find them in
Yeah.
some places now.
I'd have to go with Ainsley again with the KFC some fried. Steve-O, you've got to try these, mate.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
I am.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
Pick up a
definitely
bag on
trying
your
it.
way home. We want a picture
They
tonight.
can't be
Yes.
worse than them crappy things Razza told me were the greatest crisps in the world.
Oh God, what else is there? Skips aren't too bad.
Skips are great.
Skips are
Skips.
just
Okay, we'll
nostalgic,
go for
aren't
Prawn
they?
Skips.
cocktail.
I just
Skips,
like.
obviously.
I'm not a fan of prawn cocktail, but I could eat Skips all day. And a final one. Oh, I'll have to go for. Keep it classic. Cheese and onion walkers.
Cheese and onion walkers. It's a main staple. Yeah, yeah.
Or if I
A
had
lot
to
of people
pick
like them.
one,
Your desert island crisp.
yeah, it's
Come
got
on.
to be Cheetos. Fucking
Cheetos?
Cheetos,
Yeah.
100%. The
Nice.
cheese, they don't taste the same. You buy them at UK, the shit. You buy them in Greece, Spain, Italy, France, wherever. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah,
Yeah.
Cheetos.
I'm going to do a similar thing to you, Liam.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can do a countdown like Vainsy, right? But I have got a clear
it comes
winner.
to you. It
I
comes
have
to you.
got a clear winner. Okay, so number 1, I'm going to put out there is salt and vinegar chipsticks.
Oh yeah,
they're
They're
just
so
Smiths, aren't
flavoursome.
they? Smiths
They're
are
just so
called that.
flavoursome,
Yeah.
mate.
Oh, they're
so
fucking-
flavoursome.
You lick the bag after as well.
Number 2,
That sounds really bad, doesn't it?
Lick the bag. Lick the bag. Optimus Prime. Lick the bag.
we're swapping impressions here, guys. This is
Can you lick
confusing
the
me.
bag, please?
I'm getting confused.
Sorry.
Optimus Prime.
I'm going to just try that now.
Number 2, a classic prawn cocktail walkers.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm partial to prawn cocktail.
Absolutely love
Yeah.
them. Number 3, nice and spicy knickknacks, lads.
Oh,
How could you
How for
either of you
miss
that?
forget those two?
No, they are.
oh,
Huh? Nice and spicy knickknacks.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to agree with that.
Number
Four.
2,
Oh.
it's a tough one. Very, very tough one.
It's a tough one.
Flaming Hot Monster Munch.
Oh, nah, pickled onion for me. But
And number
Monster Munch,
1,
yeah.
which is going to be my very favourite crisp, is pickled onion monster
Oh,
munch.
yes!
It is, Liam. It is. My
Not
favourite.
space,
Yeah.
not
Me-
Space Invaders. No.
Space Invaders and Space Raiders are both
Oh.
really, really nice. But pickled onion
Yes,
monster munch
love
are
pickled
so
onion monster munch.
flavoursome, mate. I absolutely love the
I used to have
things.
them every day when I'm in work.
But any
every
of
day.
those 5, nice. But do you know something that Razza said to me whilst we were half asleep, right? He started to put dates on these crisps as well because he's absolutely convinced that these crisps are made from slightly different ingredients in 2021 than they were in 1994. And he started to say that something like nice and spicy knickknacks were nicer in the 90s, ding, than they are now. And I think there's something behind his rationality there.
Yeah.
I really do.
See, it's
I
like-
don't think crisps taste quite the same.
And they're
Or
nowhere
chocolate.
near as many as the
Yeah,
small
the,
ones.
the bags are like when you buy a wagon. Remember a wagon wheel
wagon
20
wheels,
years ago?
massive.
It was like something
Like
off one of
that.
your trucks that you fix.
Unless you go with Lidl or Aldi and get cartwheels. They're just
Oh,
as
there
good.
you go.
Yeah.
Actually, they're better. But, another thing that really tickled me the other day. As I said, my dad buzzes off getting Lidl and Aldi. You get penguin bars, biscuit bars.
Yeah.
They do seal bars.
Seal
in there.
bars, yeah,
it's
in
just,
Aldi.
just a 40
Love
meant.
it.
40 was
Fucking
meant.
seal.
So
Sorry.
what you've got to remember is that's somebody's job somewhere. The managing director has somebody come into work and go, right, what we're going to do is rip off penguin bars.
Yeah.
We need a name for him. And the dude's job is to sit there and go, seal bars.
We'll
Yeah.
name them after another animal.
40 grand a year he gets paid for that.
Yeah.
Right? Seal bars, that's what we'll call
He's
him.
got a degree in
Yeah,
marketing.
that's brilliant.
Fucking
Absolutely
seal.
brilliant.
There's no joke on the back, though.
Well, no, that's it.
Lads, it's time for the Anger Management Podcast Weekly Woke Watch. This is a new segment we've brought in at the start of season 2.
Yeah, we did.
Something that we feel is quite important to me and you anyway, Liam, and I know Vaines is on the same page as us. For new listeners, I will very quickly explain. I'm sick to the fucking back teeth of wokeness.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's bollocks. I think everything should be allowed to be said at all times, and it should be up to the rest of us for call out stuff that's bollocks and not right.
And we have covered some serious issues, haven't we? And
We-
I think
we
the,
have.
The first one was Boba Fett's ship from Star Wars.
Yeah, dead serious.
Which
God.
Slave One is now
Boba Fett's ship. Yeah.
And last time in the studio was about the New Zealand weightlifter.
Yes, Laurel Hubbard.
Laurel
And we
Hubbard,
are
that's it.
going to start there with Laurel Hubbard with a little bit of karma as far as I'm concerned, because I don't mind to admit that I called Laurel Hubbard a fucking dirty cheat,
Yeah.
right, on this podcast last week. And this is absolutely nothing to do with him being with her being a trans. I'll try and use the correct pronouns.
Yeah.
It's fine. With her being
PC.
a transgender woman, right? So Laurel Hubbard is a New Zealand weightlifter who competed as a man for the first 25 years of his life, and then and won nothing, by the
No,
way. Then
absolutely nothing.
transitioned to a female, and then won everything. New Zealand and the Olympic Committee have let her enter the Olympics as a woman to compete in women's events, and we all assumed that she would just clean up like she's done in all the other events. And she never even posted a lift. Didn't lift anything.
Not
and
one.
I was so happy, right? Because for me, it felt like justice. You're a fucking cheat, right? You're a fucking dirty cheat. And I couldn't give a shit what somebody wants to live their life as, whether it's a man, a woman, non-gender, binary, a fucking giraffe. I couldn't care less. Whatever makes you happy as a person, I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
I am the least fucking gender-phobic person in the world because I couldn't give a fuck.
You
I
do,
couldn't
you
give a
don't,
fuck
yeah,
what you are
basically.
or what you want to live. I couldn't
As long as
care
you're
less.
happy.
But exactly,
That's
mate.
it.
As long
That's
as
it.
you're living your life how you want to live your life, and that makes you happy, that's fine by
Exactly.
me.
I agree with
When you fucking cheat in sport, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
Right? It's as simple as that. I'm not calling you a cunt because you're a transgender person. I'm calling you a cunt because you're a fucking cheat.
But like how society is now, they'll instantly go, God, he's against gender.
Oh, he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
I get it all, Liam. You've seen on social media and all the rest of it. I get it all. People call me, I'm a right winger, right, and I'm intolerant, right? Me sitting here saying I don't give a fuck when anyone lives their life as. Be whatever you want, that's fine by me. But I'm intolerant,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Eddie and the Hot Rods,
Yeah.
do anything you want to do.
Do whatever it is you want to do. But if you're cheating in sport, you're a cunt. It's as simple as that, right?
Yeah,
So
especially-
Laurel, that was the first thing I wanted to touch on the weekly Woke Watch. Laurel Hubbard got his her comeuppance, as far
Its
as I'm
comeuppance.
fucking concerned, right? And I'm really glad about that.
Yeah.
She's now retired.
Yeah, decided to retire
Retired.
after failing to lift. So what does that tell you?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. I've got 2 more unbelievable ones for you, though. You might possibly have heard of these, 1 or 2 of them, maybe not. I wanted to touch quickly on Joe Biden, the American president, on his unbelievably awesome scheme to combat racism by building new roads.
How does that work?
No, I'm not making
What
this
the
up.
fuck?
I'm not making this up, and I am going to quote now.
Oh,
Biden's
God.
unlikely plan to use roads to fight racism.
Gee, I don't
Right.
even know what to
I-
say.
I'm about
Tucked
to
into
say-
US President Joe Biden's expansive infrastructure bill is a plan to knock down. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this sentence up. Is a plan to knock down racist roads that he says harm minority communities.
I'm fucking
Guys,
done.
I'm not making this
Wait.
up. Look it up. Look it up. It's
This-
on all the major news networks. Roads.
I'll be
This
honest.
is the thing that we drive vehicles on. Roads are racists.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah?
Yeah, if there is one.
I'm
I mean-
not even sure where I go. Even me, I'm pretty much speechless on this one.
I've got
Please
one as well.
help me out,
I've
lads.
got another one for you, just while we're touching on that I saw today, and I meant to send it to you, but I completely forgot. A US university.
I've got it. That's the next one I was going to, Liam.
Right, I'm not
read
gonna
it
say
out.
that. I'm not-
Read
on,
it
tell
out
me.
to everybody,
I need to hear
please.
this now.
Please.
Oh.
This is the next one. This one is more ludicrous than the roads. Listen to this one.
A US university is removing a boulder because it is seen as a symbol of racism.
Yep. They've already removed it, mate. It's been
A
removed.
group of students raised
University of
concerns
Wisconsin.
that the boulder used to be referred to by a racial slur. It's a piece of
A
fucking
rock. It's a rock, a naturally formed rock, right? that
my
that
God.
apparently is racist. A racist rock. I mean, what world are we living in?
I mean, Dwayne Johnson's not that bad, is he? Let's be honest. Come on.
I wouldn't mind him being at university. Like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
So we've actually managed to touch upon a woman who used to be a man who hasn't won anything in the Olympics, so is retired.
Yeah.
We've got roads that are racist
Yeah.
and rocks
That are
racist rocks, lads. I can't believe I'm actually saying these words. Racist rocks.
You know what'll be next? Racist plants.
Well,
Or racist grass.
Well, you just take anything, couldn't you? Oh, it's racist. A chair. That's racist. But
What's that?
racist. That chair
What's
is.
that? You're not getting your own way. Oh, you're
Oh.
racist.
Oh,
What?
it's just what has the world come to? What has the world come to when we're actually? I mean, where are they going to put this rock?
Yeah, but-
What are they going to do with it?
Have you noticed it's all in
Let's have a
America,
look at
though?
it. Is it?
It's a look.
It's just a rock. It's just a
It's a
boulder.
rock. It's a rock, mate. A big
How?
rock about
How
2
is that
meters
There's
high,
nothing on it.
2
nothing
meters
on
wide
it.
or so. It's a rock.
No marks, no graffiti,
Yeah,
no paint.
but it's racist.
just a
The
rock.
rock is racist. And I encourage listeners to look it up. It's there.
Oh, the
We're not making this shit up. This is actually going down.
Veins is.
I don't know what to
You
say.
know what-
Do you
what
know
do
what?
you say to
ever
that?
Ever since March 2020, last year, I have just avoided the news.
Yeah, I don't
You
blame
know, because I'm not a hot-headed person. I can be. Don't get me wrong.
Oh
but
yeah, we all can.
fucking Jesus, like some stuff. Do you just think like, what the fuck is going
I
on?
mean,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you even say? What do you even
I
say
don't know
to
what
it?
I don't know what to say. I'm looking at your iPad to think.
Any-
Is that even real?
Any
Like,
listeners with any thoughts? We do like to get the perspective of people, of our listeners and viewers on subjects like this, because at the end of the day, there's only the three of us sitting in here, and we're all pretty much in agreement with this kind of thing. So we do like to hear from the other point
of
of view.
course, yeah.
So anybody who does think that rocks are racist,
or can just explain what the fuck is
yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
please get in touch. If you think that a road or a rock is racist, let us know. Get in touch. You know, we might report you to a loony
In
bin.
fact, write a
But,
manual on it so we
but
can all
we
understand.
would love to
Yeah.
hear from you and let us know what
No-
you think about that.
Noticing racism for dummies. That'd be right. That was.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and for me, guys, all this is doing, I just feel that it's all done to create more division. It's
Yeah.
not less
Hatred.
division.
I
It's
think it's just-
more division to try and drum up the fact that a rock or a road is racist. It's such bollocks.
This is why, like I said, I prefer dogs and humans.
Well, that's again.
yeah,
I
that's
think
a
we
good
all
point.
agreed with you on that one,
Yeah, you
Vainsy.
did, yeah.
We're slowly running out of time, guys, so we are going to move on to our last song. This is a track by a gentleman called Paul Oska. Paul contacted me a few weeks ago now to ask me to play this song. It's a song called So Long, My Lonely Ghost, which is a
Interesting.
cracking title, I think. Paul is a musician from Manchester. I think I'm pretty sure he said he was from Manchester. And Paul, little smidgen of blurb about the track. I haven't got much. So Long My Lonely Ghost is a 5-song EP released by Paul Oska. This dark folk offering follows an 8-year gap from previous releases, Urban Hermit and I Think I'm Dead, 2007. It was recorded, mixed and mastered by Andy Ross in Manchester in the UK. So Paul, it's part of a band. Paul is in a band.
Yeah.
We've got Paul Oska on vocals, acoustic guitar, Claire Victoria Roberts on violin, Margit van der Zwan on cello,
What a name.
Ed Harrison on double bass, and Bruce Renshaw on drums. So I don't know what to expect. I haven't listened to this song.
Yeah, violin.
So this might be something a little bit different to finish on. So let's have a listen there. Paul Oska, So Long, My Lonely Ghost. Let's check it out, lads.
Let's do it.
A plot of land where once again the day is lost. A parched estate, dead, forgotten name. So long, my lonely ghost, I've lost all hope. I cannot lie. A stranded soul sunk into the water. Who doesn't find exits without an imprint? Lost that bring all the dark to the day. So long, my lonely ghost, I've lost all hope. I cannot lie. So long, my lonely ghost, I've lost all hope. I cannot lie.
Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
Me, Liam Simcox.
And me, Liam Vaines.
There you go, smooth as a baby's bum now, lads. That was Paul Oska, So Long, My Lonely Ghost. And yet again, another awesome tune, different from anything we've had tonight, but I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Almost a little bit of Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
You mentioned it was
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits, didn't
Kind
you?
of song,
Tom Waits is one of my very favourite artists. On the Nickel, one of my favourite songs ever by Tom Waits, and that really did remind me of Tom Waits. Absolutely fantastic, very, very moody. So thanks for sending that in, Paul Oska. You guys can all check out Paul Oska in the usual places. He's on Facebook, he's on Instagram. He's got plenty of other stuff you can listen to as well. Absolutely tremendous. What a great note to end the music on the Anger Management Podcast, episode 3. Really enjoyed
Season
it.
2.
Anybody that does want to get in touch and send us our music, Liam, for the last time tonight, tell our lovely epic viewers and listeners where they can get hold of us.
Yes, you can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter, Anger Managed Pod. Like I said before, guys, all you've got to do send us a direct message with your music and just make sure you own the rights to it and everything like that. Because if you send it to us and you don't own the rights, it won't get played. So we can't be held accountable for strikes or anything like that.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
So we always finish the podcast on a light note. I always pose a question of some kind. As you know, Vainsy, you do
Yep.
listen to this podcast.
I do.
I know you like your motors,
I
don't
do.
you, mate?
Yes, I do.
You like your
Yeah,
cars.
I do. You last time I saw you, I'd been picked one up. hadn't I?
Yeah. That's
is
where
that- is that
you
like-
that's where you just been.
Yeah. I wanted to try and bring it up tonight, but as I said, I was a bit rushed. So I've
Bit
come up
rushed.
in the work wagon. So
Shag and wagon.
yeah.
I'm more of a motorbike person, but I do like. The problem with me is I love cars and I love driving. I hate traffic, which basically stops you from ever enjoying driving a
the-
car anymore.
It's the only time I'll agree with Thanos. Just wiping it off
Yeah.
the population.
Yeah,
you know.
it'd
Click your
be
fingers.
great.
know.
There's nothing
No
more
one would ever be
pleasurable.
late again.
Nothing more pleasurable than driving a nice car, riding a nice bike when there is nobody else about. It's fantastic. Liam, I'm not really sure where you stand on motors. It's not a conversation we've ever really
I'm
had.
not massive on them, but I know enough.
Where do we all? What do we all drive currently? I'll ask that question first.
Well,
Liam.
I had a Ford Focus up until January when gearbox just packed in, so obviously I had to write that off. So at the minute I'm driving around in a shagging wagon Honda Jazz.
On to jazz,
Ooh.
okay?
Yeah.
Is it your missus's car?
It's my
There
missus's
it is.
car. Yeah. Until I can
You
get
can
one.
say it, mate. We won't
It's all
hold it
right.
against you.
You will.
Bainesy.
Well, I've got my weight van. She's Sprinter. Mercedes
Yeah,
Sprinter.
yeah.
Mercedes
It's,
Sprinter.
it's quite,
Man's
it's,
vehicle.
it's quite jazzy. I like to look after it, you know. I've got a Ford Transit Connect, which my dad is now driving to go
Okay.
work.
Nice.
You know, like a little van.
Yeah,
And then the other week I went to pick up. It was literally the same car as I had for my first car, but like the sport edition. So it was like the souped up top spec.
Nice.
Ford Vauxhall Astra.
Oh,
it's
right,
like
nice, okay.
yeah, it's pretty fast.
Is
I,
it
I-
VXR
I
or
love
is
it.
it
It's
just
the
a-
SRI
Oh, right, okay.
XP. And,
So-
I was telling him about
Yeah,
it. And he was
yeah.
like, "You're just saying a load of numbers
Yeah,
and
you're
letters
just
to
saying
me."
letters and numbers at me,
Figures.
Vainsy, aren't you?
But,
So I'll ask you, following on from that, I will ask you, what's your favourite car that you've ever had
oh,
so
oh,
far?
straight away now.
Yeah, okay.
This is the second question of 3, okay?
Okay.
So again, Liam, I'll come to you first.
Probably my very first car. Mine was, it were old and it was shit, but it were good shit, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
It was a T-Reg Vauxhall Corsa, 5 doors, burgundy. It were 1 litre, but it were fucking rapid. But it were mine. It were my very
Yeah.
first car.
In
and it
in
just-
now we look at it in hindsight, it wouldn't have been rapid at all.
No, I know.
But at the
like,
time, it was like,
you're
yes, it's
fucking
rapid.
hell. I could only go 30 mile an hour in instructor's car, but now you can do like 60, 70 plus.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
I loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, then I had a 03 Reg Corsa, and then I went on to have a Ford Focus. But yeah, I think the very first T-Reg 97
That
plate
holds the
Corsa,
best
yeah,
memories for
fondest
you.
memories, yeah.
Vainsy,
Mine's got with me Golf. I don't know if you ever saw me Golf, did you?
don't think so, mate. No.
It was like a second car. I was paying stupid money amount.
Gazillion quid a month for it.
Every month was just like skinting me. But
Yeah.
this was it was my dream car. And I'm going to say it short now. It's my dream car. Like
Yeah.
the Golf R-Type is just, I love it. And I wish I'd never got rid of the fucking thing. That's what ex-girlfriends do to you.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Stick that knife in.
I'd love to be able to say the same thing as you, Liam, that my first car holds good memories for me, but it absolutely doesn't.
All right,
My
okay.
car wasn't. My first car wasn't the one of them that's shit but good. Mine was shit but super shit.
Super shit. Yeah.
Right? It was a white Ford Fiesta that my dad gave me because it was fucked. So my dad was getting another car, and he gave me this white Ford Fiesta, and it was such a bag of wank. Right? It was all rusted. It was all fucked. Nothing worked properly on it. And this was a long, long time ago. And I was coming back. I was working for the youth service at the time. I was coming back from Norton after a shift dealing with a load of little scroats try and steal everything like they do at the youth centres.
Nice.
I'm coming back, and stories like this, it's always battering down with rain. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
Not just raining a bit, but fucking biblical. Do you know what I mean?
Literally
where
fucking-
where a story where I feel my name should be Noah, one of them. And I was driving back. I got to Bottom of Ash Bank, which is a place just on the outskirts of the city in Stoke-on-Trent, where we're from. And I was coming up the bank, and I changed down to second because it wouldn't go up in third. It was that shit. And driving down with rain, battering. You know where your windscreen wipers can't move quick enough
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
raining that
You
hard.
still can't see shit.
So I'm driving along. I get a third away up that bank, and I hit a pothole the size of Plymouth, right in the middle of the road. I hit this pothole. It goes bang, and both my doors fell off.
What? Your driver's side and your
Both
passenger
doors
side?
fell off the car.
Wow.
Right.
You're only supposed to blow the body doors
Yeah,
off.
but that's it's a whole new meaning.
And I'm there in the middle of the road, Ashbank, 11 o'clock at night in biblical weather, trying to drive home. I have to pull in at the side of the road and put both me doors in me boot
Oh my
to
god.
drive home with. Right?
What the fuck?
Both fucking doors.
It
lads.
sounds like a carry-on sketch.
Honestly, what a fucking car! I just threw it away. I think I just fucking set it on fire or something.
You tell it to
Fucking
get in the sea.
Oh god, terrible car. My favourite car that I've ever owned is the one that you touched upon earlier, which was my Nissan 350Z Nismo.
That was a jazzy car.
in
that was.
blue, in metallic blue.
It was a weird colour. It was
Yeah.
like well, that's how I remember it. Right? It was like a purpley,
like,
greeny, bluey sort of.
It's like there's a special name for it. It's like a purpley, bluey, metallic
Yeah.
colour it was. And that is the fastest car I've ever had by a mile, and my favourite car I've ever had because it was just a pleasure to drive all the time. You put your foot down and you thought you were going to the moon.
Oh.
It was that simple. It was like 2.8 seconds or something to 60. It was just ridiculous. It was a great vehicle. I'm going to end on, following on from those questions,
Yeah.
I'm going to end on your dream car. Vainsy, I'm going to come to you first because you thought
yeah,
you might.
It's the Golf R-Type for me.
Dream car. You
yeah,
didn't have any
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
The Golf R.
I'm just happy with that. If I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't be driving around in Jags and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I would just have something that'll go.
And what colour would you have it in? Always
I'd have it in a
important.
gunmetal.
Nice.
Ooh,
Gunmetal
yeah.
sort of colour. Yeah, definitely not black again because my last one was black and every time I washed it, just like fucking filthy straight away, which
Yeah.
I'm quite proud about. Like
Ah.
Yeah.
polishing and stuff like that.
It's a good colour, the gunmetal is. Me and my missus just had a brand new Jeep. It's
Yeah.
got the greatest name in the history of cars.
What's that?
It's a Jeep Renegade Night Eagle Stingray.
Fucking
Right.
Jesus.
It does
Yeah.
sound sick.
I know, it sounds like a call sign out of Independence Day. You know when Will
Yeah.
Smith's attacking them fucking aliens? Eagle 12, Fox News. You know what he's like.
Renegade.
Amazing. So that's in that sort of gun grey. They call it the Sting Grey.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's a mint colour, so I'm on board with that one. Liam, I'm going to come to you.
Oh,
If you say, can I just keep my missus's fucking jazz?
No, I don't know. A car I've always admired, and this is probably just costing me age, was the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
A DeLorean.
Yeah.
You do realise they don't all come with the time machine
Oh,
bit
I
built
don't want
in.
that then. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
they
Does that mean I
they're
can
actually
have a
an absolute
Batmobile?
bag of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
No.
that Batmobile, yeah.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I'd have.
Yeah, the DeLorean. The
fuck it.
DeLorean itself.
I'll have a magic carpet bollocks to it.
The DeLorean itself, Liam's renowned for being the worst sports car
All right,
that's
well, not
ever
have
been
that
made.
then.
So-
No, I know, but on a serious note, I'd have a Ford Mustang GT600
Oh yeah, nice,
in a blood red with
Blood
white
red.
stripes.
nice. Oh,
Yeah.
they make it go quicker.
Yeah, go faster.
Now
stripes.
that is it. I like that. That's a good
yeah,
one.
that'd
That
be
is.
mine.
Mine would be a brand spanking new 2021 Nissan GTR.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's what I would go for, mate. Because you could go do your shopping in it, right? Because it doesn't look ridiculous, but it would beat any Ferrari, Lamborghini, or anything else off the line. The fastest production car off the, or is it 2.1 seconds or something to
It's
60?
got the hybrid
It's
sort of
ri-
system in it, and it as
It's
well. So it's like,
ridiculous.
yeah.
And I'd probably have it in the gunmetal kind
Yeah.
of colour, same as you, mate. So it doesn't look too
Gorgeous colour in it.
doesn't look too posy then,
yeah,
does it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd probably just go for something ridiculous like a bright garish green or something, like my Fiat Cubo is, right? Just something. So
Green-
people looked
Green
at me and
Goddess
went,
Part 2.
"Look at that dickhead there."
Green Goblin.
You know what I mean? That's probably what I'd go for. But yeah, so we have three
good
interesting
choices, yeah.
choices there, lads.
Yeah, I'm pretty just. I don't know. Like I say, I do know my cars, but I think I'd just be happy. Like,
In
Yeah.
reality, I'll probably just drive around in that Fiat Cubo for
Yeah,
the,
I
till
fucking
it
love
stops
Mustang.
working. So I've
Aye.
just had another year's MOT on it, so it passed as well. So, I'll keep going.
that's it.
Keep going.
That's it.
So we're almost done, lads. I'd like to say thank you to Liam Vaines for coming on episode 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cheers, mate.
Of
anyway,
season
I'd
two,
like
the
to thank you both for having me.
No worries.
Really enjoyed
Thanks
it.
for the
It's
beer.
been
Oh,
a
it's
pleasure,
great.
mate. It's
Great.
been an absolute pleasure to have you
cheers
on.
for coming on, Vaines.
I want to say thanks to the Metal Byrds, Harsh Language, Smiley's Friends, and Paul Oska. We've had 4 amazing tracks tonight. We
great
really have.
today.
Thanks for
Fantastic.
sending those in, guys. Anybody that does want to reach us, you can get us in the places that Liam's going to tell you in a second.
So it
You
weren't the
can
last
vote
time.
on
No, it
our
wasn't.
Graham poll for the week, which of course was the impression off between Vainsy and his Gollum, and Liam and his Optimus Prime. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
This could
cheers.
possibly be my favourite Graham poll that we've had so far, guys.
I think it'll
So,
be a close one.
Where can people get in touch, Liam?
Yes, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, Anger Management Studios. And also on YouTube, why not give us a subscribe on YouTube? You're watching us answer mugs. I can see you looking at us right now. So just give us a subscribe while you're there. And you can find us on Twitter, Anger Managed Pod, where, like Steve O's just mentioned, this week's Graham poll will be, which impression is better? Vaines' Gollum or my impression of Optimus Prime?
It's mine.
And on that bombshell, guys, we're going to leave you right
Yes.
there. You've been listening to me, Andy Stevenson,
Me, Liam, some cocks.
And me.
Liam Vaines.
on the Anger Management Podcast. We will check you out next time.
We
Thanks
will.
for listening, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Stay
Cheers, dudes.
safe.
Thank
See you
Take
later.
them masks off.